What is up, everybody? It's Talkin Brash, episode 11. It's Wednesday, September 9th. Today, there's a lot of things to get to. First, we have a guest. It's Brian Kellner. So the band who I've been using as my opener, Brian used to sing for the Doomsday Prophecy, and that's the intro that we've been using all this time. And I'll get him on the screen right now, and we'll keep talking about other BS. But Brian, how are you, dude?
Very well.
Awesome. Good to
just
see you.
ate tacos.
Have you taken a taco dump?
Yes, I have.
All right.
The old in and out, they say. You know?
In and out, eh? Chris, hello. Richard, how you doing? Everything's all good here. Thank you guys for continuing to support the channel. It's been a busy little while, man. I've been recording songs. I just finished tracking a cover. I've been writing original tunes and recording that. I've been focused on the live stream, and it's not possible without you guys fucking watching and commenting and doing all that shit. If you want to support, go to LokiGuitarOfficial.com. There's actually merch now. Yeah, I have a Patreon. You could go there and get exclusive content as far as guitar playthroughs, covers. The cover I'm working on will be going up to Patreon first. So yeah, I'm working on a lot of things, because this is what we do now, right? In this COVID world, we stay home and try to entertain at home. And I'm trying to make it the best possible. I want to upgrade the microphone that I'm using, because I hear it in my vocals where the compressor is trying to do things, but the condenser wants to do something else. I need a better microphone, and that's pretty much the shittiest part of my setup right now, because I'm pretty fucking solid over here. But yeah, with your support, man, fucking I've been able to fucking grow this channel and step up my production, dude. So thank you guys, I appreciate it. Sean DeSoma's on the stream. Fucking Austin, what's up? Mikey Gaston.
What up, SD?
Mikey Gaston's watching, bro.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So,
nice.
A lot of people don't know how deep your history with us really is, right? So, there's a lot of fans here from the Michael Graves days. There's just fans that I've met on the road. So, can you tell me how did you get involved with Joe? Sean, I know there's, Wolfer was part of that. Overdosing was a little bit a part of that.
Oh, shit. Fuck. Well, yeah, I mean, I think it truly started when me and Wolfer go even farther back than me and Joe.
Right.
We were probably about 10 years old, thinking we were cool, trying to steal cigarettes from our parents and coughing our brains out and being this is really great. Nope. But then a couple of years after that, I meet JV at I believe it was a 6th grade mixer. So we were both 10 or 11 years old. Both the weird dudes from each other's school. Oh, hey, only other metal dude. How are you doing? And I mean, funny enough, me and Joe butted heads at first.
Really?
Oh man, hardcore.
Because he was the only other metalhead? This is my turf.
Oh, definitely.
I can be the only metalhead here.
we were only one town away from each other, and Westwood and Washington Township. Yeah, they're only 5 miles big to begin with. So just the fact that we didn't know each other, and then we see each other at a 6th grade mixer, we're going into high school, and I'm the weird dude, and I was wait, there's another weird dude, and we both had our sub weird dudes,
right?
And we would have Metallica battles. Asking questions about Metallica. Who knows the most about Metallica?
Right.
And then
apparently he
one
does.
day, I mean, we were young. We were button heads. It was fine.
Right.
Even looking back at it, we never actually disliked each other. The fact was we actually were so alike each other.
Right.
That we couldn't even deny the fact that we were going to be best friends.
So where did that turn start? Like, where did it come from? Like, all right, what's this kid about to actually becoming friends?
Well, funny story.
There'll be a lot of those today.
Dating this girl at the time. And obviously, we're 11.
Right.
So
you dated at 11?
Yo, I was dating an older chick, man. She was 12, bro. Just saying.
Right.
No. So one day she's like, "Oh, I was talking to Joe," and I'm like, "You fucking talking about Joe? Joe? Like the Joe that I hate, but I don't really hate. We're just 11,
right.
And he's the other guy." She's like, "Yeah, he's actually really nice," and I was like, "Fuck that dude! I will wreck that dude." And like, funny enough, he was on three-way. So like, remember three-way conversations on a toll phone back in the day, like where they try and set you up real hard.
Right.
Well, apparently he was on the other line listening, and I was like, "I will wreck that dude." And she was like, "Did you mean wreck that dude?" And Joe comes on, chimes in, and is like, "Yo, motherfucker said Greg. Motherfucker said you will wreck me? What is wrong with you?" And I was like, I don't know. Let's talk about it.
That's hilarious.
It was a pretty good start to a friendship that has lasted, for goddamn.
Yeah, we're old now.
28 years. Yeah.
Goddamn.
Well, that was like the beginning.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to where that led after that.
Oh, yeah. Man, fucking 28 years of friendship. Dude, we're getting old, bro. I'll be 42 this October. God
Yo, for real.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not even old. You see some like older folks and they're like, "Oh, you're just a spring chicken."
Yeah.
Well, that's what they say in the South now. Oh, you're just a baby. You're just a little spring chicken. I'm like, "Oh, cool."
Fucking, what's up, Scott? What's up, Eric? What's up, Jesse King? Fucking all joining us here in the chat.
Bones.
Yeah.
E-Rock.
Fucking, so, did you and Joe played in a band like, one of those beginner bands, no? Yes or no?
Yeah. Oh, and that's also where Wolfer came in.
Just
where
Dead by
Sean
Dawn?
D came in. It was like, we were called Dead by Dawn.
Right.
And this is a little bit after me and Joe were in a couple of earlier bands like The Grinch's Pub. Like, it was just us. Like, I don't know if we even had like 4 original songs. It didn't even matter. We were just kids jamming. But then our first like real project was Dead by Dawn, and that's where Wolfer was playing bass.
Right. Wolfer the Horrible.
Wolfer. Oh, he had what? Oh, dude. I love you, Wolfer. But oh my God. You had, we were all like mall kids too. So we were hanging out at the mall and he sees like a card kiosk and was like, yo, dude, I'm gonna get fucking cards made up. All right, cool. He comes out with this card. It says Wolfer the Horrible bassist. Wolfer the Horrible bassist.
The horrible bassist. Ever the businessman. Even at fucking 12 years old, that guy was still like Tony Soprano. Dude, I'm gonna get these
absolutely
these business cards made.
Oh, it was great. But no, that was the first, real project. Like, we actually went to the studio and recorded. Man, it was on fucking what's that shit called? Not like tape. It was like the reels.
Yeah, the reels. Okay.
It was on some reels. some real shit. And I don't even know if those recordings exist anymore.
Right.
Joe might know. I know he put out like my vocals were horrible.
Really?
I mean, you could pretty much assume that everything was horrible. We were fucking 12 years old.
Yeah.
But my vocals were extremely horrible.
Was that always your thing? You were always trying to sing? You were never trying to play nothing?
No, I mean, I was always actually trying to learn guitar. The thing was that I would give it, the good old college try for a couple of months. And then just be like, fuck it, because I'm actually decent at singing. I'm going to roll with that.
Right.
And I mean, I could sit there and play a bunch of campfire fucking Misfit songs for someone to sing, power chords and that shit, but like, I cannot play guitar. Like, these fingers don't work. These fingers, my strumming fingers, I got good rhythm, I got good timing, but these fingers,
they just don't work.
They just don't work. In fact, look at that finger right there.
Damn,
how
son.
Fucked up it is.
It looks beautiful.
I fucked up my good fingering finger.
Is that your fingering finger?
I was lighting some shit on fire and it dripped on me.
Ah, well, perfect. You're always fucking with fire too. That's your thing as well.
Fire's been one of my best friends for a long time.
Right. Don't mind that I'm not on the screen. It helps the fucking live feed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. No worries.
Fucking.
I like seeing your face, but like whatever,
right.
I could.
You know what's cool about this part is that on Friday I got Wolfer coming on, so like he can either refute or whatever he can.
So he can corroborate.
Yeah.
Tell where I fucked up, or
Right, or he can agree.
Yeah. So, no, because I mean that's the funny part about stories.
Right. Everyone's got their own view.
Everyone remembers their own version of the story.
Yes.
And yeah, obviously, because they're from different perspectives. So there's going to be some fucked up shit along the way.
Right.
But,
it's all right.
Joe
will fact check us. Don't worry.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. He'll still say that I lost at the Metallica quiz.
Right.
It's okay, Joe.
So I remember, I think I met you coming out of Alyssa Serlak's house or something.
Yeah, so that was the next part of the story, and I want to say part of the reason why we started Dead by Dawn in such a manner. It was, it was reminiscent of the Misfits. It was super simple, but it had a true like horror, almost industrial factor to it. Like we had a keyboard player,
right?
Nick Woodward.
Damn, Nick.
Yeah, right. Like I think he stopped doing music after that. Actually,
Dead by Dawn will do that to you.
Love that dude, but like, yeah, I think he stopped doing music directly after that. He was like, "Nah, I'm good." So me and Joe, we used to ride up to Music Man on our bikes.
What, a fucking Lou?
Fucking Lou.
Damn.
So I mean, this is probably like 14-ish years old, and you know how far that place is on a bike.
Right.
It's not close. I want to say it was like 12 miles or something like that.
That's what kids do. I remember riding a bike up and down from New Milford to Oradell, and then going down into Bergenfield, just
wherever you gotta go.
Didn't matter.
Yeah. Dude, if we still did that, imagine how good a fucking shape we'd be in right now.
Be great bike
God
riders.
damn it. Oh, I need to go wherever. Oh, it's only 30 miles away. Let's take the fucking BMX bike.
I once rollerbladed I'm not lying to you. I once rollerbladed from Woodcliff Lake to Fairlawn.
Dude. First of all, rollerblades. Second of all,
holy shit,
that's a fucking hike,
that's
man.
A hike.
And not only that, but all that shit was either you're going downhill or you're going uphill.
Yeah,
like
it was fun both ways.
Yeah, and also not fun.
Also not fun because one way you think you're gonna die from just going way too fast, and the other way you think you're gonna die because you can barely make it up the fucking hill.
Yep.
I used to do like, I guess everyone did this on rollerblades, but the way you go up a hill is just like catty corner, like so you would only travel like 3 feet every fucking
right.
5
exactly.
minutes.
It's I mean honestly, it's almost being on ice skates when you don't know how to fucking ice skate. You're just like putting your feet down. You're like, but you're like just making it up the hill.
Yeah. All right, so you and Joe go to Music Man, fucking see.
Me and Joe go to Music Man, and they're closed.
Wait, Joe used to ride a bike?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he was really good at it.
All right.
Honestly, he was. Because when he used to play football, he used to wear trash bags on himself and then ride a bike or run around the track.
Right.
Now, if you could imagine that shit, now that's old school JV right
I
there.
wish there were video of this.
Oh, there will never be a video of this. I don't know, maybe. No one knows who has it, though.
Right.
So we're at Music Man, and we had just spent probably fucking 2 hours riding our bikes there. And little sign on the front, closed. Be right back. Maybe. Right. Or some shit like that. And then up rolls this fucking, they're probably like 17, 18 years old. Fucking Jason and Raphael. And dude, they're both so pissed. Because I think, all right, Jason was Leonia.
Yeah.
And Ralph was Ridgefield Park. That's still not a fun drive to get to where Music Man was.
Right.
Like, you don't just, like, hop in the car and, like, oh, let's fucking go down the street. We're dealing with New Jersey traffic, New Jersey highways. It's fucking stupid.
Fucking Route 4, yeah.
So we get there, and we're like, I think there was probably like 5 of us, and I'm pretty sure Wolfer was there too. And these 2 dudes walk up, and they're older cats, and they're basically
dressed like Marilyn Manson.
They, basically like they're in the Misfits or Marilyn Manson, and they're older kids, and they're like so fucking pissed, and they're banging on the fucking window like, you cocksucker, like fuck, so like there's us 5 little fucking kids at the time looking at these dudes like, hey, how's it going, what are you here for? They're like, cocksucker from this motherfucker, fuck that motherfucker. Finally, dude comes back, opens the door, and like we're all in the store at the same time, and we're all looking at the same shit. We're basically, at that point in time, as a kid, we're fucking worlds apart, like ages apart. But turns out, further down the line, we're peers.
Yeah.
Like 4 years. When you're fucking 14 years old, it
seems like
difference.
An eternity. Yeah.
Huge
especially
difference.
For the 18-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I mean,
kid, leave me alone.
And like Joe had immediately like him and Jason, they were basically best friends to be at the time.
Damn.
Like they were both basically like kind of almost the same person. Me and Ralph hit it off more than him and Jason. And God damn it, that's why almost every day I'm like, I'm still alive. Fucking no, like I'm a crazy motherfucker, but like at the same time, you know, like me and him, he used to, and I don't know whether it was because he wanted to bang my older sister or whatever, but he used to come pick me up from my house in Westwood when I was 15 years old to go ride into the city and visit fucking trash and vaudeville and go to all these fucking weird goth shops and shit, you know, like, and that is like, so Dead by Dawn was happening right at the same time as, you know, Joe and Jason were gaining a friendship, and me and Ralph were gaining a friendship. I think it was actually my 15th birthday party that I had at my parents' house, and I'm like, hey, you guys gotta come, you know, like shitty little old fucking baby ass bitch Brian is like, hey, come to my birthday party, it'll be so cool. So like they actually showed up, and we had some like super crusty fucking demos of Dead by Dawn at the time. I don't even know, like we might have recorded them on like a 4-track before we went into the studio, like, so or wait, no, yeah, maybe, I'm not sure. And Joe Vasta fact check point, did we record those originals at Josh's house, or did we just Dom. Yeah, because it could, like, I know Josh had some like state-of-the-art fucking shit compared to what we were thinking about dealing with. Josh was way into it,
right,
and had the funds to back it. So, you know, I think that we recorded there, but I'm not positive.
Was Josh already in was Colder Like Kiss already a thing?
No, Colt. So it was right around that time too, where, you know, I think Josh was 16 when he joined them, 16 or 17. We were still in high school, right. Definitely.
You guys are about to get a lesson in fucking North New Jersey metal goth punk fucking like, because those days it was so fucking happening. Like bands like Heft and fucking Bob's Your Uncle and fucking Example 24 and fucking, because I remember, dude, I lived in Milford at the time.
AFI played the fucking garage.
Exactly. AFI played,
and My Chemical Romance too.
They were always at the fucking diner.
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yep. Fuck yeah.
So yeah, you're getting a fucking lesson in old school Jersey underground fucking everything. Sticker, fucking all those fucking
Sticker.
Yeah.
Dude, the Vermicious Knids who went on to be bigwig. Like,
right.
The fuck? The Vermicious Knids. That's a great name, by the way, for a band.
So all this
Disney Fist.
Disney Fist, yeah. That was happening right as I was joining Angel Sin, and we played that show with them, like that fucking SOD battle.
Yo, so what the fuck was the name of that weird club?
I forgot.
Because they would do like goth shows, rap shows, fucking hardcore shows.
Yeah.
I want to say it was something Factory.
It was. I think it was just called the Music Factory.
Was it?
Yeah. At one point, it was LT's. It was sense. Lawrence Taylor's place, and then that got shut down, and then it was
fucking Lawrence Taylor. Like,
Lawrence
Taylor
imagine,
had like, oh yeah, we're at LT's right now, and then there's like, and then Angel Sin comes on,
right,
and then fucking Disney Fist at the time, like, yeah, wow, that was a super hot fucking like goth meetup, but also all types of shit was happening there. Everything. Like still the New Jersey hardcore scene was alive and well at that place as well.
A lot of backyard shows.
I miss backyard shows,
man. I remember, and at the same time, Heath Miller, XSDB Heath Miller,
dude,
he was just a fucking kid from the Milford. We used to have shows in his backyard, and I think one time we all got kicked out of his house because his dad came home. We were fucking.
Oh, definitely. That definitely happened. And I do, if I might stay away from that subject.
Right.
All right. So what I want to say,
listen, we're on Talkin Brash right now. I'm not sure if you know this.
If I do remember, though, like Heath's first show that he actually booked, was it not that Hackensack show that Angelson, Mr. Monster, Dead by Dawn, like that was one of Dead by Dawn's first shows. It might have been our first show. And Mr. Monster was there, and that's when Jason saw like Joe playing and was like, "Hey, you want to fucking join our jam or whatever?"
It might have been his first under the umbrella of XSDB, but I knew Heath before I knew you guys. And like we would have backyard shows at his fucking dad's place and whatever.
Right. We even had some shows. He had some shows with Example and like the old school like punk hardcore crew of North Jersey at like Randy Ryan's house.
Right. Damn, Randy Ryan.
Right.
So, yeah, a lot of this is happening before I even entered the picture. And the only reason I did enter the picture is I was seeing Alyssa Serlak.
Right.
Which is funny. Like I said before, I think I saw you walking out of there.
That's right.
At some point, and I was going up there.
Yeah.
Because, you know how that went.
Yeah. So fun.
Right.
I mean, that, I think me and Kelly were hanging out at the time.
Right.
And I think Wolfer was like trying to hang out with Alyssa. I don't remember. That was a long ass time ago.
Long ass time ago.
But yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
And
I've talked about this with Joe. Yeah, like we just saw each other in passing, but like Alyssa showed me Angelson's website, and I started making fun of them, and then somehow through another friend, I ended up auditioning for them, and that was a whole crazy shit show.
Right. And didn't you play that? What is that crazy ass song? Where it's like tons of arpeggios, and you're just like, and they were like, "What?
Yeah.
And you want to play with us?
Yeah. Why do you want to play with us?"
And was Mike Pierce the drummer at that time?
Not yet. Actually, we didn't even have a drummer because Koch was going to be, but he wasn't even there yet. It was Ralph was playing drums.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, right. Like he would play the drums and not sing for practices, or
he would have the whole setup ready because he was playing with Empire Hideous.
Right.
And whenever Empire Hideous wasn't practicing, Angelson would have rehearsals.
Hell yeah.
What a weird time.
Dude, I mean, like, and you think about it, those are the times that quite literally helped fucking shape us.
Yeah.
You know? It's, I mean, I'll never take it back.
Yeah.
All the debauchery, all the awesome music that happened, the rivals, the bullshit rivals, the bullshit rivals. Like, who cares?
It was like Mallrats. Like, it was Mallrats.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a portion of it was, for sure. Definitely a portion of it was. And that was more of the goth scene, because honestly, like the goth / punk scene, definitely Angelson.
Right.
But then there was a whole couple other scenes aside from that was happening all at the same time. You know, like, I mean, and I always cherish this, the 2, 3, 4, like the fucking garage, man. Like those dudes, like I was quite literally a 10-year-old kid hanging out in a garage with a bunch of fucking crazy animal pot smoking fucking hardcore kids. And that, like, honestly, that, like, that shaped me.
Yeah.
That shaped me. There was like parts of it like, man, you cannot get beyond this energy and this pure fucking energy. Like, who sings that song about the passion and not the fashion?
I don't know. It's a great saying, though.
It was, oh man, god damn it, I'm kicking myself for not remembering who sings that. But like those were the times.
Yeah.
You know, didn't matter what the fuck you looked like. Like, we didn't even go to shows to see certain bands. People would be like, and once again at the mall with fucking flyers. Like, even before Hot Topic existed,
right?
We would hang out there. Why? I don't know. Who cares? Because we went there with our parents and we were like, hey, there's a weird kid over there.
Right. Drop me off here.
Should we talk to him?
Right.
I don't know. They seem weird, but I seem weird. But Hanson is playing. Charles Manson is playing. Fuck.
That is something that happened, actually. Hanson did play Paramus Park Mall.
That is something that happened, yeah. And then a bunch of us went down there and to support live music, I think. But I think it was more about torturing the Hanson fans.
Yeah.
I think me and Joe drew X's on our foreheads. And we were like, oh, I heard Charles Manson's going to be here. Or Marilyn Manson. I don't remember.
One of those.
Once again, another Joe fact check. That would be great.
Right.
But yeah, like, those were the times, you know? We're all young, filled with fucking hate and energy. And
there was a lot of energy. Good and bad.
I mean,
good and bad.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. It was mostly great. Right. You know, there were certain times you would go to a show and get the shit kicked out of you for no fucking reason.
Right.
Or end up at a after party where you'd get the shit kicked out of you, or you'd kick the shit out of someone.
Yeah.
Like, it was a whole bunch of that. It's just angsty youth, really, right. What it came down to. Like, I look back at it and I would shake the hands of half the people that kicked my ass and half the people that kicked their asses. Because, like, it was just a simple misunderstanding of likenesses, really. Like, we're all the fucking same people. Like,
and girls.
Some people were douchebags, right. For sure. But I've grown to love many a douchebags in my life.
Sometimes girls were the reason why we... Girls
honestly,
account for, dude, like 65% of the reasons someone ever hated me.
I would even go as far to say 75%. Like, that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Especially when you're a young dude.
Right.
You're like, hey, why were you talking to my girlfriend? Oh, maybe because she's a human being? And you're like, oh, I don't understand. Like, what? Like, no, it's because it's really because she was a human being.
Yeah, she's a person that talks.
But right. But also at the same time, like, when you're that young, is it that? Is it really that? Like, I mean, maybe. So you had to, like, there was no good way to, like,
the hormones are pumping.
Differentiate between the ages from each other.
Between the ages of 16 and 20, the hormones are just over. They're churning out at a speed that you cannot keep up with.
Oh man, what do they call it? The id. The id. That's it's like, it's almost like, you know, you could go to court and be like, yeah, I stabbed that motherfucker, and be like, well, you were only 13 years old. Why'd you stab that motherfucker? And I'll be like, oh, because of the id. And they'd be like, well, all right, seems reasonable.
Yeah, it sounds like a good logical
5 years in juvie? That's, let's call it a day. And hopefully you don't stab anyone else in the next couple of years.
Right. Juvie. Yeah, I drove. I came up last time I was up in Jersey. Yo, Juvie's not there anymore.
What do you mean?
I fucking that whole building wasn't. It's not juvenile detention anymore. At least when I fucking went up there, like across from Bergen Pines.
They probably upgraded it.
Yeah.
I don't know. They had to have. There's plenty of fucking juvie shit going on in New Jersey.
Right.
You know? Yeah, they needed a bigger facility, so they probably made like, you know, a bigger one for that shit.
Yeah.
That was it was a big building, but come on now. Like, how many people were in and out of that fucking building?
A lot.
You know?
A lot. And Bergen Pines too. They don't call it Bergen Pines anymore. I don't know.
No, they don't.
It's like
but
the
you
Bergen
old
County
school
Health.
heads know what I mean.
Yeah.
We were
Bergen
there.
County Mental Health Center or some shit.
Oh, yes. Bergen County Mental Health Center.
It sounds a lot better than Bergen Pines. I don't know. Bergen Pines has a nice ring to it.
I mean, yeah, a nice ring as in, like, you ever seen that show Wayward Pines? It sounds like kind of like that. Like,
right.
Yo, everyone's going fucking mentally insane, and you're just going to fucking deal with it.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're doing, but y'all are fucking crazy.
What were they doing in Bergen Pines? Because no one that I knew that went there got any better. They were just always insane.
I got better, man. Come on. No, clearly. No, honestly, when I went there, I realized this about myself, that I actually wasn't crazy. Like, I wasn't. Okay. I'm not going to say
this is the same man that wore a tinfoil hat trying to get struck by lightning at a fucking hurricane party.
Okay. So what I'm trying to say is I'm not, like, I realize that I'm not certifiably
right
fucking batshit motherfucking crazy.
Yeah.
I realize that, like, I know the differences, and you can act a certain way and feel a certain way, just as long as you don't act the certain way that you feel. Because just like anybody,
yeah, I get that.
Dude, like, and I love this expression, the void, and I'm pretty sure that's what Black Sabbath wrote it about. Any other band that mentions the void, going into the void, it's that part of your brain where you're just like, hey, I'm driving down the highway, I'm gonna drive off the cliff right now.
Yeah.
That part of your brain that thinks
envisioned
shit
that
like
so
that.
Many times.
Right, exactly. But then some part of yourself happens to say, hey, you shouldn't do that. you shouldn't do that. Like, there are things to live for, fucking this and that, and like, you know, and goddamn it, I've lost so many people to suicide as well, and I'm not knocking on them right now. I'm saying that there's always going to be that point in your brain where you visit that dark space.
Yeah.
And I honestly, like, as long as you don't actually do it, I feel like visiting that dark space is fucking super healthy. Like,
yeah.
You need to visit that dark space because, I mean, you can't just suppress that shit. Just shove it deep down inside. Like, you shouldn't do that.
Right. Yeah, you need to learn about yourself, and you only do that if you let yourself feel all the things, good and
exactly. And you know, to bring religion into this for a second, or I don't know, culture. The yin and the yang.
Yeah.
And like that symbol in itself is basically, it's like, it's the black and the white, and the white
balance.
And the black. It's the balance of the good and the evil, and every good has some evil. Every evil has some good.
Yep.
And that's almost what I would say, like, what got me into heavy music in the first place was basically tapping into that darkness, tapping into that evil, where, you know, like, you're feeling these things, like, fucking shit, oh, Cannibal Corpse is on, I totally relate to entrails ripped from a virgin's cunt. Like, what? No, you don't.
Right, no, you
but
don't.
Do you? Maybe you do. Like, just the energy of the music and fucking all that shit.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
You have to visit. You have to visit. You make a visit in order to really, I don't know, to enjoy the gooder things. And I said gooder. Enjoy the better things in life. Because without the bad, you cannot experience the good. Like that movie Pleasantville.
Yeah.
That movie sucks. I wouldn't want to be there. Nobody wants to fucking be there. Like, it's some plain ass, boring ass, old ass fucking shit.
Yeah.
Guess why? Because there ain't no fucking bad shit happening.
Dude, it's life's all about this balance. It doesn't matter what in what aspect. It's all about it. It's even fucking sex. You want vanilla sex all the time? Here, honey, let's try missionary again. Nah, dude.
I love missionary. Fuck it.
Yeah, you gotta fucking, sometimes the girls like a little choking. Sometimes you want to do a little choking. It's all about this fucking balance of it. But everything has it. Everything.
Music, work, everyday life. Man, sometimes you want to get up and go for a dope hike to a waterfall. Sometimes you want to get up and fucking sit there and smoke a bunch of weed and do nothing. Like, it truly is the balance.
Yeah.
And I hate to bring this up because it's just like, it's on the forefront of my brain. It's definitely on the forefront of the world's brain, like COVID and all that shit.
Right.
Man, like it actually, there are aspects of, being in quarantine and then like going back to work and all this shit. Like, it's making me appreciate certain things a little bit more.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, going back to work. Like, oh yeah, I just had a nice 2-month vacation. Let me get back to work. Now, I am lucky enough to get back to work.
Yeah.
There's so many fucking people out there that are not lucky enough to get back to work.
Me.
And they're struggling fucking to eat damn food.
Yeah.
And so from my perspective, I found a new love, not for working, because in general, fuck all that shit anyway. But like a new appreciation for, we'll say, having a purpose in your everyday life.
Yeah.
If you go to work and you hate your job and you're living day to day, paycheck to paycheck, doing something that you fucking hate just to fucking do it, just so you can pay the bills, that sucks. That fucking sucks. It sucks even more to not have a job. But at the same time, I think a lot of people are realizing that within this, they had enough time to themselves and enough time to think, to be like, you know what? I don't like what I'm fucking doing right now.
Yeah.
I have 2 months to decide on a fucking life change, and I might just do that. And it's really getting people to think.
It's important to make, people get stuck in this fucking crossroad of like, all right, I got to take care of other people.
Right.
So it's a necessary thing for me to make money. But at the same time, like, while you're hustling and doing that, you need to find something you're passionate about. Otherwise, you're going to lead a miserable existence and you'll always regret not doing the things.
Fucking miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whatever that there's passion for, like, you have to do that. And like,
oh yeah,
I don't want to say I'm lucky enough to learn that at an early age, but I was forced to learn this at an early age because my parents died when I was young. I fucking
Absolutely.
they fucking worked their whole lives to get this house, to do this, and then and to save money, and like they didn't see any of it through. They didn't even see my brother graduate high school. Like,
right.
So what the fuck? Like, they did all this, but they didn't get to enjoy a goddamn thing of it. Like, so that pretty much changed my view on what I'm going to do, how I'm going to attack things, what I deem worth it, what I deem not worth it. Fucking, and I went after passionate things, you know, like,
oh, you did, man.
you know,
I mean, I remember that there was like a point in time where, like, you know, things were kind of in limbo with a whole bunch of shit in your life, and you were just like, you know what? No, I'm fucking doing this. And I mean, within a year and a half's time, you can significantly see that, like, you had put some hard work into making your life the way that it was,
right,
and continuously made that happen. I mean, you know, dealing with like what happened to your brother, and after, you know, like what you said earlier, losing your parents at a young age, like, man, you were like, let's fucking do this. No more wasting time.
Yeah.
Fucking let's do this. And that's completely admirable. I still struggle with let's do this all the time. I mean, I have my fair share of I've done this and I will do this, but it takes a lot for a person to basically, you know, put everything on the line and be like, you know what, this is what I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna forge ahead at doing this. Not because I think it might be lucrative for me, but because it's what makes me happy. And if it happens to be lucrative for me, fucking awesome.
Right.
If not, I'll find a way. You always fucking find a way. I mean, if you have any drive, you always find a way. But
yeah, and it's also different rough. Strokes for different folks, right? Some people feel happy when they help other people, and they want to be in the medical field, and they want to they go do the things that they're good at, and they feel like they've always had a calling for. I can tell you, dude, since I was 6, this is it. You know what I mean?
Dude,
like,
no, I hear you. I mean, for me personally, it was always, I know I'm meant to explore.
Right.
I'm meant to explore, like, who I am as a person, and also what is around me. And that's how I ended up, you know, on that first very weird, like, Mr. Monster tour. It was like, Ghouls Night Out 2 or something.
Was this with Ed's that weird truck that Ed had?
Yeah, and then what band was it? But they had the school bus. I don't know. Weird shit. Just saying, like, it didn't even matter what was happening at the time. I was like, oh, go to a new place, explore new things, visit a new city, meet new people. Like, that's kind of that's what I always knew that I wanted to do. I love meeting new people. I love exploring new things. Like, and music has brought me there.
Yeah, for real. So let's skip ahead, because, like, you've kind of been in the fabric of everything we've done. Like, our whole crew has kind of had this incestuous, you know, if I'm in Gotham Road, you're gonna be the tech. Fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Right. Fucking, we don't have a band. We're gonna start this metal band. You're the singer. Like, it's always kind of been like we're all doing it together, no matter even if it's not the same thing or you have the same description, we're still doing it together.
Right. Exactly.
So yeah, we did those tours with Gotham Road, but then we came home. There's a period of time, but you started singing for other bands, right? Like, how'd you hone? Where did you learn to become like a singer, the singer that you became, like, for Doomsday Prophecy? And
oh man, I don't know, honestly. Well, I mean, it was I Hate definitely had sparked, you know. I mean, at 15 years old, I was like, oh, I could sing walk like Phil Anselmo. And it's like, oh, okay, so you could like kind of sing, but you suck, and you could kind of scream, but you suck.
Right.
And that was like kind of the beginning of it, really. As far as developing whatever, there was a couple projects here and there. Adrenochrome, remember, with like Steve Hasher?
Yeah. That's right.
Like,
holy shit.
Like Park Ridge, Woodcliff Lake crew. And then it was All Who Oppose. Remember that shit too? That was Germs was in that band too.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Germs
that.
was so we had Jay, who was like basically the leader of the band. God damn it. I'm such an asshole. I totally forget the names of both of the other people in the band.
Right.
The drummer and then the guy who wore sandals.
Dude, that's a better name than his name, so don't worry.
I'm sure it is. Like, I'm
sandals.
sorry, you're in a metal band. Don't wear sandals on stage. No one thinks you're hard. Whatever the case, I don't care what you wear, but like, if you're trying to portray that, don't fucking wear sandals.
Remember, I'm upset.
No one's
Clayton.
gonna take you serious.
I'm upset Clayton's not here, but remember when you used to have No Shoe Sundays? We'd be on tour. I forget what tour it was. It doesn't even matter. Brian had fucking No Shoe Sundays where he refused to wear any sort of foot apparel on Sunday. And our good friend Clayton. And you know what's funny is that every time Brian didn't wear shoes, I would tell him, dude, I don't know what it is, but I just want to fucking stomp on your feet. I just want to fucking... I just want
to... on your fucking bitch feet.
Right. And whatever, we're in Columbus, Ohio, and we meet my friend Clayton there. Super cool dude. But he fucking...
Awesome dude.
And like,
love that dude.
Me and him were so much alike, I couldn't even believe it. Because like, it's one of the first things he tells Brian is like, dude...
I want to stomp on your feet.
You're a fucking nice guy, but I want to stomp on your feet.
Well, I mean, it like, you know, funny enough, like I talk about that dude wearing sandals on stage. Like, I don't know, maybe that was his fucking thing.
Right.
Like, I'm just judging there right now because obviously, like, I did shit like that where I'm like, oh, every Sunday I'm gonna not wear shoes because I want to feel the earth.
I want to feel the earth.
Like. Yeah, and sometimes the earth was sometimes the earth was a glass-ridden fucking shitty fucking parking lot in El Paso.
Yeah,
but,
my God.
I felt the earth for damn sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
that day was funny too, because like that building almost went set on fire and fucking you're outside with your fucking no shoes on.
Yeah, that would have been great. Man with no shoes dies in fire.
Right.
Why did that happen? Oh, because
he couldn't run away.
Because it was on fire, and he was like, "Oh, that shit's hot under my feet.
Man.
I can't run anymore. I'm just gonna lay here." Bitch.
Fucking yeah. You're also talking about a guy who wore sandals, but you wore Bigfoot feet on stage.
That was just to piss Joe off. I mean, it basically was. I enjoyed the Bigfoot.
Do you remember when you brought everyone orange shirts?
Yeah. Yes, I do. And Joe goes, if you fucking wear that orange shirt tonight, I fucking swear to God. And I was like, dude, whatever, man. And then I gave everyone an orange shirt.
You gave everyone an orange shirt.
You and Germs were wearing an orange shirt. I think Jake was the only one not wearing an orange shirt.
Well, he didn't wear
like,
shirts.
He was like, he didn't wear shirts, but also he's like, yo, it's so fucking hot back there. I can't drum and wear a long sleeve stupid orange shirt.
Right. And we didn't give him a fan, so
oh yeah,
shirts.
Yeah, no, I did a bunch of stuff just to piss Joe off.
Right. I think
unfortunately,
I think we all did because he took aesthetic things very seriously. And
you know what?
I am like the least aesthetic person. Like I don't wear fucking I don't my bag doesn't have a bunch of patches on it.
Yeah.
I don't wear a bunch of I'm just not that dude. I'm very plain Jane.
Right.
But he fucking, he's all about it, which is
Oh,
everyone's
he's
got
all
their
about
thing.
it.
You know, like
Right.
that's nothing bad with. There's nothing
I
wrong
mean,
with
most Doomsday shows you would just wear like fucking gym shorts
it.
and a
Right.
fucking band T-shirt.
Or a Wu-Tang
You
shirt.
know?
I wore the
Yeah.
NWA shirt a lot. Wu-Tang
Yeah.
Clan. Where's my Killer
Oh,
Tape
yeah.
at?
Oh, remember that time?
It's a great shirt.
That time Theone was there and she was wearing a Lady Gaga shirt, and it was like one of those skinny like tank tops, and I was like, hey, for the encore, can we switch shirts just so I could piss Joe off? I'm sure there's pictures of it somewhere. I'm wearing like this fucking skin tight Lady Gaga shirt
That's great.
just because, and it was pink, obviously. It was great.
The Doomsday times, man. Really fucking fun times, man.
Dude, they were some of the most fun times of my life, for sure.
Because we really went like. That was probably the most I've been involved in the local scene. Like, I don't count Angel Sin. We did weird shit.
Right.
And Gotham Road, like, we were just touring. Like, oh, you tour now. That's it.
Right.
The Doomsday Prophecy was like the first time where it was like, it was in our community. It was in that scene. And, you know, North Jersey has a lot of, you know, not necessarily great death metal bands, but fucking hardcore, fucking metal in general.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
There's a lot of
Dude,
it.
I mean, there's a lot of it because there's a lot of people,
Right.
and there's a good scene. So it was like it was very interesting for us because we had so many elements of like classical metal, not like classical like Iron Maiden or whatever, but I mean like, you know, Metallica, Megadeth, Pantera,
Right.
mixed with like, you know, some of Keith's influences where we're more like post-hardcore type of stuff.
Right.
And then we would get involved in like, you know, breakdowns and fucking, and then go into a two-step. So like we would have elements of hardcore, elements of classic metal. We were fucking all over the place, and that's what I think, you know, was part of the beauty of Doomsday. The only trouble was finding proper shows to play.
Right.
Because we would play.
We did get them eventually. I was looking at a flyer list.
Dude. I mean, when we played that show with Upon a Burning Body.
Right, the Sumerian tour.
And fucking, yeah, that show. I mean, given it was still local, it was in New York City, but like that was a more rounded show with bigger bands,
right,
along the lines of what we were doing at the time. Now we would play local shows, and it would be, you know, we're either playing with Darkness Descends and Thanatonic Desire,
Ender,
which like, and what?
Ender, like, so like that would be the lineup, you know. And you think about it, like, so Ender is more like just straight up like, you know, breakdowns and fucking brutal ass fucking breakdowns, where like, you know, Thanatonic was like really going into that classical metal type stuff, where like their influences were like very thrash, very old school metal, and they were awesome. And then it was like Darkness Descends, who was more along the lines of what we were doing, where there was a couple different elements involved in there, but like there was never. And then we played, you know, a couple Gutter Christ shows where we were definitely the odd man out. Yeah, I'm looking at a couple of flyers right now. We play with Dying Fetus, but like on that bill is, you know, all the bands that want to be. You can't read their fucking logo, which is
right. Either like straight up death metal or like, you know, and like people would endure us at those shows.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, okay, they were okay, I think. I'm not sure.
We play with Call the Paramedics a lot.
Did we?
Yeah, there's a couple of flyers with that name. Maybe they dropped off some bills. But we play with Hammer Fight.
Hammer Fight. I love those fucking dudes, man. Yo, they came to Asheville I would say not too long ago. It was probably like a year or so ago.
Right.
I'm like, yo, motherfuckers. Like, and we're both like, wait, how the fuck do I know you? I'm like, New Jersey, motherfucker.
Right.
He's like, wait, you like, we played a couple shows with Gutter, and they're like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Like, they were awesome.
Yeah.
They were fucking, because they embodied something different themselves, too. But that was what was beautiful about the New Jersey heavy music scene, is that there were all flavors. Like, there was still a very much alive, like, goth rock scene in New Jersey. You know what I mean? Like, all of these things were still alive in their own element. It was just very difficult to get them all in the same place at the same time.
I'm looking at some of these are bringing back some memories, man. Waking the Cadaver we'd play with a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, Torrential Downpour was a band back in the Angelson days.
Dude, they were a band back in the fucking, when I was 11, going to fucking shows at fucking the Garage days. Like, they've been around the block, and I always remember them for, like, being very innovative, you know? Like, they were one of those bands that, like, they played what you wanted to hear to be at that show specifically, but then they would throw a song or two out there that'd be like, hey, this is the new stuff, and we're gonna blow your fucking mind, and you're not gonna know what to do. They always did that. They were always coming out with fucking, you know, the next shit that unfortunately I think for them, like, was the next shit later than they actually did it. You know what I mean? And then they were like, oh, fuck. Well, we should have done that a little later. And then they did it again. But they were always, like, super influential to me. Like, yo, they sound different.
Damn, we play with Taproot. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah. And
God forbid.
God forbid. Oh, that show. Fucking jeez. That was that was when they were filming for that video.
Right.
Their newest single. And Jose Mangin was there. And, like, Headbangers Ball was there.
Right.
And, like, you know, as a kid, I'm always like, yo, one day I'm gonna be on Headbangers Ball.
Didn't your mom get interviewed for
mom
Headbangers?
was on Headbangers Ball. Then my mom was on it. And they showed a caption, Metal Mom. And she's all just like, yeah, my son's playing tonight in the metal and shit. I'm like, fuck. Mom, you're living out my dream right now. I love you.
Your mom made it onto Headbangers Ball.
Yeah.
So good.
You mind if I'm going to take a real quick piss break?
Go ahead.
I'm going to grab some whiskey.
Go ahead. I'll fucking start plugging some other shit and show pictures.
All right, word. Be right back.
Yeah. Damn, I'm taking a trip down memory lane through all this stuff. I'm looking at all the old flyers. I'll post them on the screen here. Let's see. How do I do this? Let's do that. Yeah. These things are just like, they're a blur to me, man. Like, these moments in time. In the Dead of Winter. Yeah, the Silent Civilian show. Yeah, a bunch of cool shows we did. We did a lot of fucking shows with Doomsday. I forgot just how many. Eric, Mr. Jim. Are you saying Call the Paramedics got banned from playing? Why did they get banned? I don't remember that. Why would they get banned from playing? That show got snowed out? I think one of them was supposed to get snowed out, but there was a show that we thought would get snowed out, but it didn't. And we played it anyway. That might have been a Black and Blue show though. Because yeah, those Black and Blue guys didn't give a fuck if there was snow out. They were like, yo, you better have your ticket money. Damn. And then in that time, fucking, I was working for Sony, so I was like using those Sony bucks to like have our studio or fucking, because we had two studios. The one studio in Rockaway, where we're directly across from Dillinger Escape Plan, and then we had a studio in East Rutherford, and that became like the Doomsday Bunker, where we spent a lot of time there. Yeah, that's probably the most fun I've had in trying to start a band. It was hard, but it felt more like fulfilling. You know, the music I was writing, you know, not all the music, but a good amount of it, and it was just more up my alley, and I definitely felt more fulfilled trying to fucking make it in that scene and fucking write music like that. East Rutherford Jake almost got arrested? For what? What's up? All right.
Yo.
I was telling people about the studio, the Doomsday Bunker. We also had that other studio.
Oh, yeah.
Across from...
That was right next to Dillinger?
Yeah.
That was fucking weird. We're just like jamming, and then like all of a sudden there's a giant tour bus outside.
Right.
We're like, oh, what the fuck is this? And then Dillinger Escape Plan comes out, and we're like, oh, hey guys. Hey.
Damn, Sedna.
Ooh, Sedna. Fucking love them, man.
What was the band? Oh, we played with Battlecross. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah.
Grimace, you remember them?
Kind of. Kind of.
There's just so many fucking...
what was the time we played with, what the fuck? Who, Jonathan Davis's, like, brother's band or some shit?
Right.
What are they called again?
I don't remember, but we were like, you know, we were calling bullshit on that one.
Right. Yeah, like, you're not brothers. Bullshit. Or, okay, I mean, this is a topic for sure. That time we played with Rex Brown's band.
Right. I'm surprised me and Joe haven't talked about this. Because they stayed at his house.
Yeah. Yeah, they stayed at our house. Yep. Fucking
were you living
Rex
there?
got his own private room. No. Yeah. And then the singer, like, slept on the floor. Like,
damn.
That was at the time me, Joe, Germs, and Theone and Sam were all living at Sam's house.
That's right. I forgot that you all were living there.
Yeah. I went to pick up Rex and the crew from the airport. And that was interesting.
How does that go? Like, hey, Rex Brown.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was weird. It was great. It was basically like a childhood dream come true, mixed with an adult nightmare come true.
Right. Awkwardness.
Well, I mean, it was awkward for sure, but like the first thing that Rex says to me is he goes, "Hey, is there any strip clubs open?" And I'm like, "No, man, it's like 3:00 in the morning." He's like, "Well, what the fuck?" I'm like, "I'm sorry."
Was he being sarcastic? Could you tell? Like, I mean, you don't know the man. You don't know the man, so it's hard to tell.
He was very serious.
He was very serious.
He was very serious. He had just gotten off a plane.
Right.
I'm not even sure where they came from, like where they flew out from. But I mean, yeah, imagine picking up a fucking one of the dudes from Pantera and then having them be like, bring us to the strip club. And I was like, well, they're closed, man.
Yeah.
And then, dude, I like nervous as fuck. Like, I get us lost in East Rutherford. Like, I had my GPS, but I wasn't paying attention because I was trying to pay attention to what Rex Brown was saying. And it was like, fuck, I want to get you to a strip club, but there aren't any that are open. And then he's like, well, how about a liquor store? And I'm like, yeah. Those either. Fuck. You know?
Yeah.
Then I called up Sakona and I'm like, dude, we need to get this man some liquor.
Like, he didn't know beforehand that this guy would need fucking liquor?
Well, that was the funny part of the story is that, like, Jay was in contact with the manager of the band, and the manager of the band was like,
please do not get Rex any liquor.
Yes, like, please do not have a plethora of liquor. And of course we had some shit at the house, you know,
do
like,
not have a plethora of strip clubs or liquor at the house.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he scheduled the fucking the flight around when strip clubs would close.
Closed, right.
Because the show was the next day. Like, they flew in and then fucking played the show the next day. This is
Kill Devil Hill? Or
Kill Devil Hill, yeah.
Yeah.
That night was amazing.
Did we play? We didn't play, right?
No, we did.
We did?
Yeah, we certainly did.
I remember being there, and the bass rig that he had for Dingbats was like, you could set that up at Madison Square Garden and still have enough.
Absolutely. It was, yeah. But he needed that.
Yeah, he had his Pantera rig for
Dingbats.
Was,
you know, like, you can't downgrade from there. You can't just do that.
Right.
Man, whatever the case.
What are you drinking over there?
Elijah Craig bourbon. That's kind of my go-to.
Good old Elijah
Craig. Price point is right.
I've been bouncing around from whiskeys.
You remember you had some the last time you were here.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe you don't remember.
I remember.
Maybe you don't remember. That's what we were sipping on.
Well, now I'll have to. It's not Blackout Friday, but I guess I'll have some whiskey.
Yeah. Oh wait. So today is actually my Sunday.
Oh.
So I start my work week over again tomorrow.
Are you wearing shoes?
Yes. I had to check though, just to make sure. Yeah, dude, but one of the most epic. So you know how Joe doesn't drink whiskey,
right?
Like, he just won't.
Did he drink whiskey with Rex?
Yes. So that is the funny part. That was one of the most amazing things I ever witnessed. Because if you know Joe, if he decides that maybe he is at the point where he wants to, or he is forced to take a shot of whiskey, you know that he almost at all times will throw it up immediately.
Right.
Like, not even like an actual, like, oh, I'm throwing up because I'm sick. Like, he will throw up the shot of whiskey.
Right.
And
it just comes straight up.
It'll be like, oh, that was good. Blech. And it's like back in the cup.
Did he chew it back?
This was maybe one of the first times that I saw Joe just totally fucking, like, I forget, like, Rex said some fucked up shit to him, like,
don't trust a man who doesn't drink whiskey.
About not wanting to drink whiskey or something.
Right.
He's like, oh, it's just not my thing. He's like, fuck you, we're taking shots of whiskey right now. So we all had shots of whiskey, whatever. It was cool. But I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I wonder if Joe's going to throw up in front of him.
Right, on him.
Joe, like...
Is Joe going to throw up on Rex Brown?
Like, Joe didn't even, like... like he had shut off his brain and was like, "This is not whiskey," and like, man, that shit up. It was wonderful.
This is not whiskey. I am drinking. Dude, what did Joe drink back then? Because he wasn't drinking Rumpelmans.
Oh, dude. No, that he might have been drinking Rumpelmans.
No, he wasn't, because if you remember, we made a whole video of us drinking Rumpelmans, and Joe was not in it.
Right. You're right.
In fact, Gotham Road did a reunion, and I was trying to get Joe to drink a shot of Rumpelmans, and he would not. He would not. And it was like, come on, Joe, it's for like camaraderie. We're fucking back here. Yeah. We're fucking gonna do this shot. Like, it's fucking, you know, we're probably not gonna play another Gotham Road show again, and I'm not sure if we did. So it was probably the last one, and
yeah.
I'm like, you gotta do it. He's like, he said no, and I fucking was already kind of sauced. I took my full glass of Jack and Coke, and I threw it at his face like in a soap opera. You know how soap opera chicks throw water at your face?
I remember that. That was fucked up.
And dude, it hit him. The liquid hit him so hard that you heard a slap.
Yeah. Yeah. Some kind of weird gravitational fucking like time stopping weird shit.
Like, how does liquid hit someone that hard?
Right.
And like, he had his hair down. All I remember was like, he like pulled apart his hair so he could see. He was just like,
well, he was gonna wet his hair in just about a minute anyway, so
he was
that was fucked up. That was fucked up. No.
Sorry, Joe.
But yeah, no, yeah, I'm sorry, Joe, too. But you know, man, I don't know what he was drinking then, actually.
Yeah, did Joe drink? I think he was a clear guy. I think he was maybe drinking like vodka and like orange soda or something. I don't know.
Right, like vodka. I don't know, man.
He was definitely
those times were a little bit of a blur, but you know.
Yeah.
That was pre-Rumpelmans.
Pre-Rumpelmans Joe. Yeah.
Like, I feel like he didn't really drink that much.
Maybe not.
At all. Like, he still kind of doesn't.
Maybe he was just, I don't know. He drinks Rumpelmans like it's fucking water now. But,
right, well, I mean, on the occasion of the occasions.
You know, weed was the thing, I guess. He was just, he was being Snoop Dogg about it.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we did have a weed T-shirt.
Well, Pantera did it, soaking weed. You know, I fucking love that shirt. I still wear that shirt often. I think I wore that shirt to the last show that I played here in Asheville.
If I want to wear that shirt, I gotta get super fat because it's like a 2 or 3X.
A juice XL.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta not eat for a day, and then, you know.
Damn, you made me taste this, and made me want to have another.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I know it's fine.
It's probably fine.
It's kind of my fault. No, dude, I was just saying to Effie inside, I was like, basically, this is just like me and you catching up, and maybe a couple people are watching.
Yeah, exactly. This is just
fucking great.
Hanging out.
Yeah. That's why, like, I was a little nervous about, you know, coming on, but I also knew that it's gonna be fine. Yeah. Because it's just gonna be me and Loki shooting the shit for a couple hours.
Yeah. And reminisce. Fucking Joe and I were talking about like when Jake came into our lives and how we tortured the shit out of him.
Oh, we did. Man, New Jersey tried to break him, and then we tried to break him even more. Like,
he spent his 21st birthday with us. I'm sure he.
Yes, he did.
I'm sure he would love for me to show pictures of that right now.
Definitely not.
Right.
Passed out on a bar somewhere.
Let's see, Jake's 21st. I have a folder.
There's a folder.
There's a folder.
Oh, Jesus.
Hold on, E-Rock. I'm sure you're going to love this. I'll fucking... All right. Yeah. There's so right now there's a picture of Jake, Keith, and E-Rock.
Huh.
Dude. In fact, dude, do you remember like after we went to the bar, just like random people started showing up to my house, and Jake's passed out on the couch.
Yeah.
And like we had everyone just like throw up gang signs in front of Jake.
Oh man. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, dude, I fucking miss Jake so much, man.
Yeah, man.
Like, not only was he like one of the best like drummers I've worked with, but like what a good dude. Like what a good friend. I mean granted, we were like us and E-Rock were like the first friends that he really connected with out here after moving from Colorado.
Right.
But like what a, you know, like you should get Jake up on here too, man, because like what he's done since then also. And like, have you seen his videos, his playthrough videos recently?
I've not seen his playthrough videos, but I've been offline, you know that, and like
right.
I really haven't seen any current
so
events.
I mean, Jake's been doing a bunch of playthrough videos, anything from like hardcore to death metal to fucking Nathaniel Ratliff. Man, like the dude's chops are fucking up. Like I want to say, like, I would do anything to work with him as a drummer again. Like he's killing it. And you got to think that like that was part of like you know, he did his own thing, but like Doomsday was a part of how he grew up. Really,
we were a part of his comeuppance for sure.
Yeah, certainly.
Right now, I'm showing the pictures of everyone standing over Jake. Oh my God, the Negron brothers. They've both passed away.
Oh yeah.
Oh my brother.
They were still alive then, huh?
There's literally a picture of everyone just hanging out over Jake. This fucking Sam Faustini's there, fucking hanging out.
Dude, well, dude, I mean, like we kept on feeding him shots to the point in which he fell asleep at the bar, and that's when we knew that it was time to go.
Yep.
And then we went back to your house, and then the entire bar came back to your house.
That's usually how it went.
I'm pretty sure like people we didn't even know were there.
Yep.
They were just like, "Oh, where are you guys going?" "Oh, it's not that far.
Going back to
we could take my car." Yeah. Yep. Fuck yeah. Oh, dude, man, like, and that's the thing too, like,
you know, there's a story that me and Joe haven't told, and it's because only you should tell it.
What's that?
And just go back to the Old Town days. Old Town Tavern.
Oh, the Old Town.
The Old Town Tavern.
I think there was an E involved. It was the Old A Town.
The Old E Town. Townie.
The Old E Townie.
Tavern A.
Yeah.
It's New Year's Eve.
And how did I know this? Can you still see the scar?
Yeah.
It's a wrinkle. Oh wait, no, that's
above it.
That's that's a new scar.
Oh damn, that's a new scar.
Yeah, we won't talk about that one.
Damn. Well, it's New Year's Eve, and if you remember, for some reason, Tito Pacone was staying with
Tito was in town, yep.
And we all went to the bar for New Year's Eve because Old Town was our home away from home. That was our Cheers. There will never be for me. There will never be a place like Old Town again. That was my Cheers. There have been some that have come close, but it's just not the same.
Agreed. Yeah, that was something else.
Tito, for people who don't know who he is, he's a touring manager. He's toured with fucking everyone. You name it. Fucking Test.
Everyone.
God forbid. Fuck everyone. Guar, Amon Amarth, fucking Darkest Hour, you at the gates. You name it, he's fucking done it. And this guy is super.
He's the guy.
he's like super. Even though he's like a pothead and he's very laid back, he's super motivational. Like, he knows how to fucking get you ready to run through a brick wall. If he was the coach of a football team, he'd be a winning coach.
Dude. Yes. Absolutely. Like, that is to the point. Like, yeah.
So I think Doomsday is just beginning, in the beginning stages.
We had some demos.
Right. And
some like basement demos.
Yeah, it was like the pre-demos. Like the songs were called like Halftime and shit like that.
Yeah. Halftime. Song 2.
Because the song was in halftime, yeah.
Yeah. There's mostly lyrics for it. Yeah. And then Tito looks at me in the face and he goes, "Are you fucking ready, bro?" Like, yo, I'm ready. Like, how am I supposed to know you're ready? Dude, I'm
And this
ready,
is
man.
after a good 20 minutes of Tito telling Brian, like, you know, man, you guys got what it takes. He's like,
you got some good shit.
Loki's a good guitar player. He knows what he's doing when it comes to touring, and like, JV's been around. You got lots of experience. Like, this is up to you, man. Like, you got to bring something to the table. Like, are you ready?
Yep. Fucking ready, Tito. I'm ready.
He's like, I don't know,
Prove
man.
it.
I don't know, man. You don't look too ready.
So
he called your shit. He's like, I don't know, man.
So I take a glass in my hand.
A pint glass.
Not a pint glass, a fucking mug.
Was it a mug?
It was a fucking mug.
Oh, brutal.
Like one of those thick ass motherfucking mugs. Like, it wasn't a pint glass, because I would have broke that on the first try.
Right.
I look at him, I'm like, I'm fucking ready. And I smashed the glass against my face.
That's right.
It didn't break. And then I was embarrassed. So I think I screamed, I'm fucking ready. And then just like continuously hit myself in the face with it until it broke.
Right. And
then it broke.
Oh,
then it broke. And
if you
broke.
remember, Mikey was tending bar.
He's a very docile, nice human being. Yeah. And then I started squirting blood from the face.
Yeah.
And
hold on. I put that picture in the
yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
It needed to be
wonderful. I'm absolutely.
Dude, I mean, it's an iconic picture. It's when that's what like got it all started, right? And like we also got like thrown off of Facebook once cuz we had that picture up.
Right. What? This isn't fake blood? No, he truly is bleeding all over his face.
Yeah. I'm showing
quite
the picture
literally
now on the live stream.
Dude, when it first happened, I was quite literally with every heartbeat squirting a little blood out of my head.
Yeah.
Like to the fact of like Loki looks at me and he's like, "Oh fuck. Let's go into the bathroom." So thank you for that, actually, because
we were
who
in
I
the
was dating
for
at the
a
time,
very long time.
She was like, "Call the ambulance. This is not okay."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No,
in
it's
fact,
gonna be fine.
I had to calm everyone down. I'm like, yo. I immediately took a bar rag and I fucking put it on your forehead. We went to the bathroom and like I calmed everyone down because Mikey was like, he's like, dude, these broads want to fucking call the fucking cops. Like, I can't have this at my bar. I'm like, calm everyone down. Everything's fine. Brian's gonna be fine. But but we weren't allowing anyone in the bathroom. It looked like a murder scene in the bathroom.
It was a murder scene because I was still squirting blood all over the place.
It took me a good 45 minutes to squeeze your head. I was with both my hands, one hand on the back of your head, the other one with a fucking towel like to the front of your head, and just squeezing your head as hard as I could for 45 minutes.
Correct. And also, in the meantime, calming everybody the fuck down.
Yeah. Like,
Brian,
JoJo,
you hold
up.
this here.
Like,
I gotta go calm everybody the fuck down.
Yeah. The girlfriend
if you
at
can,
the time,
wipe some blood up off the mirror.
The girlfriend at the time's freaking out. I'm like, yo, somebody make themselves useful. If you're gonna come in here and see what's up, at least fucking wipe some of the blood up off the floor.
Right.
Like, we had to clean that shit up, you know?
Yeah. Which I'm sorry. It was epic though.
Listen, it was a great time. It was New Year's Eve. Old Town makes for a great story at Old Town.
I'm pretty sure at the end of the night I ended up with a paper towel and duct tape around my head.
Yes.
Just
because
hanging the fuck
you definitely needed stitches, but we were too busy drinking.
Oh yeah.
We were too busy drinking, and we could not stop to go to the hospital.
No, there was no time to stop.
There was no time to stop. So we just duct tape fucking paper towels on your head.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God damn, I miss you, man. I miss you.
I miss you too, brother. God damn it. Yeah. That's one of those times. Those like timeless times. It's like, hey, remember that?
Yeah. There's no forgetting that one.
Nope. Sometimes I make for an unforgettable time. Or an unrememberable time. Depends on which night you're talking about.
Yeah. We've done a lot of good things and a lot of stupid things. But, you know, they're all good. It's all good.
Learning experiences.
You know? Yes. That's what I would call them.
That is certain.
So fucking what made you go down? You live in Asheville.
Asheville, yep.
I live in Nashville. They're not the same city. There's
Nope.
an N in one of them. You went to Asheville. What the fuck is there? Why'd you go there?
Well, I got a job offer from another good lifelong friend to start brewing beer, which at the time was one of my passions. So,
is it no longer a passion?
No.
you did it and you're like, you know what? Actually, this is not a passion of mine.
Well, so it's kind of fucked up because like home brewing and commercial brewing,
two different things.
Oh my God, two different beasts. Like, so if you could put it this way, as far as music, so as a musician, okay, you do this for fun because you love doing it, you want to do it, and then it becomes a job, and then that job becomes overwhelming and like way above my actual abilities. Like I only homebrewed up to that point.
Right.
So, you know, learning the commercial side of it was pretty much,
it was all new.
Fucking crazy, dude. Like I would try and bring a notebook to work, but I was always so fucking deadbeat tired that I would forget it somewhere. And like, it was nuts, man. I was working like 70-hour weeks, and I've brewed once since then, and that was about 4 years ago.
Damn. So you moved down there to do that.
Well, I moved down there to do that, but like essentially, man, I just I moved to move. Like I love New Jersey very much, but I always knew that it wasn't fully me.
Right.
Like a slower pace of life is more me. New Jersey, man, I love talking to people. And like, you know, I said before, I love new places, new people. That all that came into factor. In fact, the only thing I miss about New Jersey is the people, like my lifelong friends that I've made when I was there, mixed with, you know, the music culture.
Yeah, the music culture is a big deal. Like, I learned that the hard way coming down here to Nashville
dude.
because, you know, it's the honky tonk fucking country capital of the world, but like, a lot of bands skipped Nashville, like, or at least they were skipping Nashville until it became like a destination spot. Like, it's it's grown, it's gotten a reputation of now like there's a lot of production people here. It's the like the mini Hollywood, so bands are starting to come here now. But when I first got here, punk metal bands didn't play fucking Nashville. No punk, no fucking nothing. Like, people would play Memphis because that's a punk rock fucking town. You know, it's grimy. It's got that feeling.
Fuck yeah, man.
But they would skip over fucking... They would go to Atlanta, skip Nashville, you know. So, yeah, the culture, the music culture definitely is different in New Jersey. It's because, like you said before, there's so many people that you have everything.
Talented people.
Yeah.
In all aspects of the heavy music scene. I mean, you could go from punk to fucking hardcore to metal to death metal to every fucking form of fucking metal you could talk about to fucking power slap with an edge.
It's a pop too. Like, your brother is fucking super talented, and he was in that little pop punk world. And
yep, absolutely.
It's all there. It's all there. If you want it, it's there.
Yep, it's all alive and fucking breathing. And I haven't been there recently, but I mean, I know hardcore's still alive. I think, and I hate to say this, I don't hate to say this, Doomsday was one of the last great like metal bands to come out of New Jersey. We had a whole bunch of people that we played with that are still great and are still doing it.
Yeah.
But like, there was a part of like when we left the scene that it started to
diminish and die down. Yeah.
Diminish just a little bit, you know, like I ain't tooting our horns, but like when we played a show in New Jersey, it was basically like everywhere we go, we let them know.
That's right.
Me
and you actually got in trouble for that.
Of course we did.
We were letting them know.
And then they wanted to stop knowing.
Yeah. Guys, can you please stop saying that you're scaring the customers?
If you could please stop yelling, that would be great. That was also the night I got up there and sang a Led Zeppelin song.
That's right. You're like, I'm your singer now. I'm singing Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that night where Brian was, we were all, dude. It was even your sister was probably like, everywhere we know, we let him know.
Yep. And that came from Ox.
Right.
Because we always
let people know.
Like, if you don't know that we're there, we're failing at our jobs.
You're gonna know.
At our life jobs. Dude, but that was the thing, man, is like, as much as I do regret some things with the Doomsday era. I think if I would have gave it 100%,
right,
things might have been different. I always think about that. But I do know that every time we did play, everybody fucking knew.
Yeah. I was telling Joe, we became like the band's favorite band. Like, all the bands, like, before we were popular with the crowd, like, all the bands were like, we were like their favorite band.
Well, they loved playing with us.
Right.
Because no matter what type of shit you dealt with that day, this is our fucking time. We were like the Goonies, basically.
Right.
Like, this is our time down here right now. I forgot the rest of the speech, but you know what I'm talking about.
Them, that's their time.
That's their time up there. And then I'm going to repeat the same thing that I just said and point out some coins. Corey. Feldman.
Corey.
I don't know which Corey you were, but
right.
I'm going to point at it. But yeah, you know, like every time we played, it was a fucking blast. No matter where we played, except for that one time. No matter where we played, where we went, like it was always a good time. We always brought the energy. We always brought, like, I mean, that was the first band I was in that actually like rehearsed.
We rehearsed a lot.
We rehearsed. We fucking tried. I mean, you can't play that music without rehearsing. Well, you can, but it's not going to be good.
Right.
Not going to be good. And that, like, man, we fucking, if we didn't play good, at least everyone had a good time.
Most certainly they did.
Yeah.
We were like, I don't know how that became, but like we became like a party or a band, you know? We brought a party.
Yeah. Yo, you know this band from New Jersey, Eye of the Destroyer?
Yeah.
So they have some roots in Asheville as well.
Okay.
So a buddy of mine, Eli, from Bleed Season, that's a local band. They fucking kick ass. He has a production company, Blue Mountain Mischief, and I think a couple of times with a couple of different bands, we played with Eye of the Destroyer from fucking New Jersey, and I was like, "What are you guys doing here?" They were gonna have their album release show in New Jersey.
Yeah.
In North Carolina. And they are one of those bands that they always bring the fucking energy. Like, no matter where they go, they're bringing the energy. They're bringing the party too. It's something about it. Something about the music and the energy that just makes you want to fucking go ape shit and have a good time with your friends and subsequently get shit faced.
Right.
But also everyone at that show had a good time, and that's what Doomsday brought, like, for sure. Like, we had a following of sorts. It was a small following. Like, we're probably even more popular now that we're not a band than we ever were when we were. Yeah. Just because of like nostalgic values, being like, oh, hey, what? You were in this band that did some shit then? Dude, I think it was 4 years ago. I was in Vegas with like a couple of friends, and someone comes up to me and they're like, oh my God, you're in the Doomsday Prophecy. And I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Like, last time I checked, we had 1,000 people that liked us.
Right.
But now, apparently, there's some nostalgic value to that. Oh, I can see your face again.
Yeah, I turned on the face. We'll see if it fucks with the screen.
Nice.
I want to see that.
Dude, you got a green screen, man. You could be anywhere right now.
I am in front of a black background. Black, gray, crackly background.
That's bullshit. Where are we going? I'm in Delaware.
Yeah, could go to Delaware.
Hey, we're in Delaware.
So, have you found, like, there was you found like some people to play with, and you were playing with people? What's going on?
Yeah,
because I saw you did that cover with your brother.
Right.
That's awesome, by the way.
Thank you, bro. That, that's part of my singing aspect.
It's unbelievable when you sing like that you guys sound alike. I'm like, wait, is Steve singing some parts and you're singing some other parts? Like, I could not tell. I could not tell.
I mean, we are related, so it.
Yeah, but still, like, you have your talking voice is, I mean, fucking completely different.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, if you listen to, some of the Behind the Clouds, like that one song, Live In Villain,
Right.
I delve deeper into like my I'm gonna say some shit. like that's more of my like baritone-esque
right.
Shit. But no, I can hit those high notes. And that's what that's what helped me as a metal singer, especially in the time of Doomsday. Like I could hit those highs and I could hit those lows. Manipulating the voice. I mean, I've smoked a million cigarettes since then.
You remember like your warm-up phrases from back then? Like, look at the crystals. And
give me the amulet, you bitch.
Give me the amulet, you bitch.
Yeah.
That was the warm-ups.
And
give
like
me the amulet, you bitch.
Necronomicon.
That's right. That's Necronomicon.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a good time.
Yeah.
But no, in the area, Asheville has a very alive music scene. Metal being one of those parts. There was only 3 or 4 places that would allow metal to play. One of those places, the Mothlight, which is now closed.
Allow metal to play?
I'm saying this, man. So metal in a tourist town. This Asheville is a tourist town,
right?
And they want to come and hear bluegrass or folk or classic rock. That's what's playing at your typical bar.
Right.
Now there were places like the Auditorium, which, man, when I first fucking came to Asheville, the Auditorium was one of the only places. Since then, now there's the 27 Club. The Boiler Room was an old school one. They used to have shows. Now they're shut down. The Mothlight, which used to get, bands like Iron Reagan.
Yeah.
Weed Eater. Like they would get, those mid-range metal bands. Like Iron Reagan, the dude from Darkest Hour, that's his fucking band, the drummer.
Right.
Like you would get those bands to come to town. And the Orange Peel, which is like basically like the Irving Plaza of Asheville. There's a large auditorium, which Slayer had their farewell show last year, that whole thing. And that's like the big space, but you could only have Slayer's farewell show there.
Right.
Because like, you're not going to fill that space otherwise.
Right. Corrosion of Conformity's not playing there.
Right. Zach Sabbath played a couple of months before quarantine. So like, Zach Wilde doing Black Sabbath. Fucking, I missed the show, but I heard it was dope.
I fucking before a tour, like I saw Corrosion and Conformity and Black Label, and like only saw Corrosion and then bounced before Black Label. It was unfortunate, but whatever.
Fuck. Dude, well, I mean, so, like I was saying, there's maybe 4 spots in Asheville to play, in which 2 of them are closed. All of them are closed now.
Right. Yeah. What's
but one of them permanently.
That sucks. That's what I was gonna ask you is like, the pandemic will shut some of those places down permanently.
Definitely. My only hope, like this place, the Auditorium I'm talking about, they basically are a home away from home. I've went to a majority of metal shows, or it doesn't matter what kind of show, that like Eli from Blue Mountain Mischief, he throw shows that'll be like, all right, there's a hardcore band, there's a punk band, there's a death metal band, there's a rapper, then there's a, like, he likes to throw shows like that, which is fucking awesome because it gets everyone all in the same room all at the same time. And Auditorium is one of those places where it's like a super judgment-free zone. Like you walk in there and you're like, oh, I feel weird. But that's because I am weird. And so is fucking everybody else.
Right.
And that's fucking beautiful. Like, and I hope that place survives because that place will keep the metal scene here alive. Now, like, it's been difficult to find the right people in this area to play with.
Right.
Unfortunately, and just like anywhere else, like, it's very cliquey. I come in 5-6 years ago, like, hey, I like to play music. You want to be in a band? And they're like, no, it's cool. My bass player sings. He does just fine. And you're like, oh,
okay.
It took me probably almost 2 years to even step foot into a damn rehearsal studio to get to even show my worth.
Yeah, the click was there, and it's hard to break. I don't know how that goes.
It is. It's hard to break. It's funny because Asheville is a very open place, and it's just as open as it is closed. Because
I totally get it.
If nobody knows you, if like nobody in that band fucking met you, and that's why I give props to this dude Eli that I'm talking about, Blue Mountain Mischief.
Right.
When I first came to town, I would go to all of his shows because like they all sounded fucking awesome, like, and they were awesome. So, and you get close bands like in the area, like Redefined, fucking Fractured Frames, all these bands like in the outlying areas, even in South Carolina, that would come play shows for Eli. And that is a friendship and a relationship that I hold very close, because not only was he one of the first people in the scene that I just truly respected, but he hooked me up with one of the first like real-ish bands that I was jamming with and was a part of for a minute. But not recently, me and this dude Alex, we started a band called Straight for the Throat.
Right.
Which we never even recorded any music for it. There's a couple live things and the sound is shit, whatever the case. Me and him, like,
that's cool.
Growing up with you guys, and like you said before, always having those people that are just like incestuous, like, oh wait, can you play bass for this? Can you come on the road with us for this? Like, that's how we rolled, and we were all big group of friends. Alex is my Joe,
right,
of the area. Like,
do you constantly like look in that scene, like, who's the ox of this place? Who's this guy of this place? Like,
dude, we have. I joke with Effie. We have. We call him Axe. He's the Asheville Ox.
Right.
We just call him Axe. Like, not to his face because he doesn't know what we're talking about. But like, yo, Axe is gonna be there. Fucking yeah. Absolutely, man. Like, there's all different walks of life and people that remind you of the people that you already love.
Right.
And like, I swear to you, if Alex and Joe ever got into a room together, I think the world might explode.
Really?
I'm talking about like similar. Alex likes to collect things,
right?
And like all horror movies, like metal. He's a huge Gigi Allen fan. Um, he loves.
He knows all the trivia.
He knows everything about fucking metal, all forms of metal, all forms of horror movies. Like if they ever took acid together and sat in a room, the world would explode. Definitely. They're not the same person, but very fucking similar. And Alex has become one of my best friends in the world.
That's cool.
And he fucking dude, he is so musically talented. Like we don't even know what to do with each other. And I've been going through a little lull creatively. I mean, like quarantine was weird. I was trying to force myself to be creative, and it just wasn't happening.
I hear that.
I was writing lyrics, and I would fucking be like, "This is garbage. This sucks. Whatever." A few things came out of it. Whatever. But Alex is very versatile. Where like we just started talking recently, like, yo, let's start a fucking southern metal band, like fucking Down or something. And he's like, yeah, absolutely. And then we were like, let's start a fucking shitcore band, like Gigi Allen and the Mergers. Yeah, absolutely. And like, we both have very.
Is that what that's called? Shitcore?
I don't know. I don't know. But you know, like I'm saying, you could find someone you can work with musically, and also a huge part of it, and is why we always worked so well together. We grew up together. You know, you have not only do you have years of experience like playing, even just like jamming the fuck out at Joe's house,
right,
in the basement every other Saturday, to just hanging the fuck out, man. Like that's really what it takes is knowing the people you're making music with.
Yeah, man.
And being on a level, on a friendship level, on it, you have to have all of the levels in order to really make it work. And you know, I've played with a bunch of good musicians in this town, because they're everywhere. There's tons of good musicians. I even find myself like going to shows when there were shows and being like, ooh, if I could pick that bassist from that band and put him with that singer and then put him with that drummer, like that would be fucking all-star band of Asheville. But like obviously, you know,
yeah,
it's just that music is wonderful but also ruined for me.
Right,
because you can't go to a show and not fucking nitpick fucking amp. Oh, so you're really using that as a fucking amp right now?
Right,
just like oh god damn it.
Music
but
is ruined
good.
For me on so many levels. Not, you know, at shows, yeah, sometimes I had a hard time going to shows because I've played so much that I'm just like, I start getting the itch to want to play.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's not anything against anyone I'm seeing. It's just my own personal fucking bullshit that I'm dealing with. Like
where sometimes you're nothing. Like, you just want to walk up there and knock the guitar player over and be like, I could do this solo on the fly better than what you have written. I mean, fucking, you guys are great. That's
right.
But you know, yeah, exactly like that. You know, because fuck, yeah, you just get the itch and you want to be up there and fucking. I couldn't imagine your itch right now.
Oh my god, yeah.
Jesus, I mean, because you've been on the road almost fucking 9 months a year for the last 2.5, 3 years.
Fucking crazy, dude. Yeah.
And now you're home and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start a podcast, talk show, fucking.
Yeah, I gotta do something.
Like,
I gotta do something.
For real. No, that like, props to you for actually doing something.
Yeah.
Cause shit, man, like I said, my creative side, I cannot force that. And
yeah, and that's kind of what the cool thing about this is like I can't sit and try to write music 24/7. That's not how it works. So this is like I knew nothing of this coming into it, so I had to learn everything and how to work it, and it's every day is a learning process of how not to fuck things up, how to make sure you're on the screen, fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
awesome. Thank you, because like I don't know shit, and you were like, "Oh, press a button and do a thing." I was like, I still like. I know you say it's that easy. Still don't know how to do that. I think Effie needs to do that for me.
So fucking,
I don't know how to do that.
It's been a good thing for me to like pivot to not be in my own head about writing music, because you can't totally be in your own head. You can block yourself, like nothing's ever good enough, or I, in my case, I write a lot of songs that I was like, I'm not in a band in that genre, like you know what I mean? Like I'll write and I'll get out whatever comes in my head. So if it's like a brutal death metal song, or if it's fucking something 90s or whatever, like I'll put it down, and I'm not in that band. So it's just like, why did I write this? I don't know.
Well, dude, so here's the thing, and that it goes back to, the cover song I did with my brother. I'm not in that band. That's not my true, like, passion of singing. Like, yeah, I can sing, but also, like, I just want to fucking yell at shit. I want to release my anger and all that shit. But sometimes I feel emotional. I know that sounds fucked up. No, it's not fucked up. We should all feel emotional.
Yes.
Feel those emotions. But at the same time, man, like, that's what's so beautiful about this day and age. And now, like, when Doomsday had first called it quits, it's because, like, oh, Brian's moving to North Carolina. How the fuck is this ever going to work? Nowadays, guaranteed we can make that fucking work. You know what I mean? Like, nowadays, it's basically like, hey, I had this idea for a song. Fellow musician who I know might be able to play something like that and feel inspired.
Right.
Would you be able to put something down on this? I don't know. Send it to me. And then they're like, yeah, actually, fucking check out this bass riff. You're like, fuck yeah, that's perfect. Let's fucking do a thing. Like, that is these days, which is, it's beautiful. I still wouldn't know how to do it, but it's doable. And that's, you just let out whatever the fuck you feel.
Yeah.
And even if someone doesn't want to, and you let it sit on the shelf for a minute, who the fuck cares? It was an idea. It was an idea that you had for yourself, and you're just letting it flow. And, sometimes ideas aren't meant to be right then. Sometimes they need to marinate.
Totally.
Fucking steak needs to marinate.
Yeah.
Steak is one of the best things in the world. And that shit needs to marinate. Tell that to steak.
Fucking, growing up a Guns N' Roses fan, it's fucking Don't Cry and November Rain were around before the songs for Appetite for Destruction, and they just sat around marinating.
Right.
Like, we need to work
because they were
on
like,
it.
well, we can't put that on this album.
Yeah, we don't have quite the production for this yet. It needs to be huge. Like, so yeah, that song waited around forever before they put it in.
Dude, there were whales in Estranged. Just saying. Right. There's fucking whales in that song.
Yo, listen, we're never getting Use Your Illusion budgets on any recordings ever again.
Well, yeah, so we need whales. We need whales. That always fucks me up, because can you think of a song with whales that didn't fucking do well? Go ahead, try and name one.
Right.
Well, you wouldn't know it because it didn't do well.
Right.
But anyway, there's a lot of fucking good songs that have whales in it. And I think they're onto something. I think those whales are fucking onto something.
Well, now I'm going to find whale sounds and insert them into the next thing I do. Yeah. I mean, YouTube's all full of fucking, it's full of fun shit like that. Whales, whatever.
Fuck yeah.
Sounds of turtles fucking. I don't do turtles fuck.
No, that was a dolphin rape cave.
Right.
It sounds like turtles at first, but then if you've ever been in a dolphin rape cave, you know that those are the sounds.
Right.
That are happening.
That's the sounds.
Not that I've ever been in one.
Never.
But I've heard someone recount the dolphin rape cave experience, and that's what it sounds like to me.
God damn, Brian. This has made me want to drive over there, and I'll see you in a little while.
Dude, you know you're welcome anytime.
It's only a 4.5-hour drive.
I'm welcome as well. It's like it's just that far enough to be like, I'm not going there. At least not
if I
for
go, I'm not driving
one day.
back. Like I have to stay there at least a night.
Absolutely.
And probably then, 2 nights, because the first night I get there, we're not going to do anything. The second night I get there, we're going to do all the things.
Yeah.
So that means I can't go home.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, I mean, to a motherfucker like me, I'm like, I got 2 days, but really it's 1. And I just, like, fuck, man, I miss so many people so much. Like, I wish I could take a fucking damn plane to New Jersey half the time just to stay the night.
Right.
See my family.
Yeah, it's not so simple.
See Joe Vesta.
Right.
You know. Fuck. But no, it's not that simple, especially nowadays.
We lived in an alternate universe where Joe lived in Tennessee.
Right. But for me, Joe was still in Tennessee fucking 8 hours away.
Right.
Like, yeah, we're in adjoining states. I could get to Tennessee in 36 minutes.
Right. Not
but
Joe's
you don't
Tennessee.
live in that Tennessee. You live in fucking East Bumblefuck, Tennessee. Right. Yeah, that was an alternate universe. Because Joe is always like, you know, Joe is New Jersey to the bone.
He is New Jersey.
To the bone.
Yeah. In fact, I'm surprised I'm here too. But I didn't want to get the fuck out of there.
Right.
And I used any excuse necessary. Oh, well, all right. Sandra, cool. I don't know if it'll work. Didn't work, but it doesn't matter. I'm not in New Jersey anymore, you know?
Right, yeah, dude. That's how I felt. I mean, I love my people there, but I do not belong in New Jersey.
Yeah. I do miss some people, but mostly I miss the food.
Well, pizza, bagels. You can't get no good barbecue, that's for damn sure.
Right.
Well, I mean, Dinosaur Barbecue in Newark was pretty damn good. And there's that place.
But it's not Clifton. Just that, dude. It's like Latino food. Like you can't. Dude, there's no fucking Cuban places.
Eclectic food. Like, dude.
Yeah.
There's no Greek food here. Effie does not. She's like, where the fuck's the Greek food?
Yeah, Greek food.
Understandably so.
Right. And there you can just go to a diner. Boom, done.
Right. Get a fucking gyro from the diner, and you're like, oh, it's still off the spit, because they got that shit rolling. Yeah, no, not here, not in the South. But
a sandwich? They don't know what a sandwich is here.
Dude. Deli? What's a deli? So I mean,
sometimes you want a little gabagool. Give me some capicola. You know what I mean? Like.
They'd be like, where the fuck are you from? I don't know what the fuck you saying. There's a Amish deli about 25 minutes from where I live that is the closest thing to a real deli.
Yeah, huh?
We just got this place, a New York butcher shop.
Do they have pastrami?
Yes, they do. Dude, they have homemade pasta. They have every cut of meat. You know those fucking giant ribs that have the giant rib attached to it, like
giant
in the
rib that has a
Flintstones
giant rib.
Tomahawk
Okay,
rib.
right. You know that giant rib? That's a giant rib.
No, well, you know what I mean. They cut the fucking ribs off because you don't want to see the rest of that bone. Whatever the case, this place has like tomahawk cuts. They got fucking all types of good shit, and they're called New York Butcher Shop. Now, if there was a screaming baby and an Indian person at the front and everyone was smoking cigarettes, I'd be like, legit. Still legit.
Right.
Still legit. But you know what I'm talking about. That's the places you go in New York City.
Yeah.
Like, they sell cigarettes, booze. They're like, it's after hours. Everybody's smoking anyway. Who cares? You get a fucking dope-ass sandwich from this fucking crazy-looking ass fucking bodega. And you're like, dope, that's a fucking sandwich.
Yeah, man. Corner store breakfast sandwiches aren't really a thing here. Like corner store breakfast sandwich,
sandwiches
on a fucking round roll. You know what I mean? Like
it's almost like the best breakfast sandwich you could get is from Dunkin' Donuts, and then you're like, "Whoa, what the fuck?
What the fuck is this?
What the fuck is this?"
You guys, have you ever had a real sandwich? Like this is what you?
Nope. I've never had a real sandwich.
What the fuck?
That's how I feel. I felt that way about pizza forever too. Like. Damn.
There's one good pizza place here, and it's open like for 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, because they know they're the shit. And it's fucking.
They're like, we only have to be open 4 hours.
It's fucking jam packed, dude.
It's gonna be busy for 4 hours.
From the moment it opens, and then like they just like close the door and stop serving people. Like, no, dude, this is it. Like, and they're open from like 11 o'clock till 3 or 4 o'clock. Like literally 4 or 5 hours a day. And not open on the weekends. It's Joey's House of Pizza. They're from fucking Brooklyn. And
fuck yeah.
And like you go in there and like, you know, the first time I was here, like people didn't know how to react to them. Like the fucking lady who is making all the pizza and like she's like hearing the orders, but she's like, do you know what you want? You don't know what the fuck you want? I don't give a fuck. All right, I fucking spent too much time with you. I'm going to the next fucking person. And like people are there like shell shocked. Like, what the fuck just happened to me?
But everyone was really nice up until this point.
I stood on this line for 35 minutes.
Dude.
And now you skip me. Well, if you stood on this line for 35 motherfucking minutes, you should have known what you wanted.
Right. Right.
And that lady was just no joke. And she's yelling at the fucking it's either her dad or I don't know who's back there, or her brother, but she's like just yelling at everyone back there and like cursing, and you know, just the way it is, you know.
Yeah.
You know how it goes.
What is the name of that place? Was it Clifton or Nutley? It was the pizza place, not the one Jay worked at. But they have a sign right up front that says, "Real Italians work here." You may hear cursing and yelling and screaming. Hide your kids, or something. Right. It was something to that extent. Yeah.
And dude, going to this pizza place, it made me like, I thought that I wanted to get away. Like, part of me is happy that I'm not up there anymore. But just the few minutes I was there, I'm like,
yeah,
I miss how people interact with each other like this, where like, I ain't got time for bullshit. I ain't got time for my own bullshit, let alone your bullshit. So order a fucking pizza and get the fuck out of my face. I kind of miss that attitude.
Dude, and if you were in New Jersey and waiting online for 35 minutes,
you wouldn't wait online for 35 fucking minutes.
Well, even if you did,
right,
you'd get up front. You'd know exactly what the fuck you would want, and you would also give them attitude back. But it would kind of be like, "Hey, how's it going? Oh, good. How are you?" It'd be like, "Yeah, let me get a fucking pepperoni pizza," and they're like, "Fucking pepperoni pizza back up in the air." You know, like, and it'd be fucking super normal. Like, no, I agree with that. Like, you know, I wanted the slower pace of life and the southern hospitality and the niceness and shit, because
those are
that
nice
was part of
ideas.
me.
They're very nice ideas, and I like it when I'm not in a rush.
Right. Right. Well, dude, it was definitely, you know, somewhat of a culture shock.
Yeah.
Moving down here when, you know, you could be at CVS just picking up a fucking shampoo and some fucking Band-Aids or some shit. And then, like, there's one person in front of you who has two things. And it just took 10 minutes for you to cash out. And it was because they were asking you about your day. And how was your day?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, it was very nice. Let me tell you a little bit about it. And like, so when I first moved here, I was like, fuck your day. Give me my fucking Band-Aids and my shampoo. Like, but like, you
have to calm down. Yeah.
you really like,
it took me a long
time. Because that is
time.
a part of me too, man. Like, that's a part of me too.
I'm an ordinary fuck. I am not a morning person. I despise everything about I hate that I wake up. And waking up is like, you're alive, you've made it, so you should be pretty happy. But no, I fucking hate every second of waking up. And the morning is just not for me. And like, morning is relative, but it doesn't matter what time it is. I do not like waking up. Okay?
Yeah.
So I go, like, if I'm getting coffee from, like, not in my house, I just want to get my coffee and, like, not be talked to. Like, just give me this time. And like here, you know, I really had to learn how to be a nicer person, like, because they're like, oh, how's your day? It's a beautiful day out. Sun's been shining. Looks like it's gonna be a wonderful week. And I'm just like, yo.
And you're like, okay, that's awesome. Can you ring me up for my coffee, please?
Yeah, and make it and give it to me.
Yeah, have you seen? No, I know you haven't been very internet savvy these days, but there's this video of like, some like gas station clerk, and there's this lady, you know, a typical Karen that walks up and she goes, hey, how's it going? Is that it for you today? And it's like one of those pre-made coffee drinks, and the lady lifts up her glasses and goes, I haven't even had my fucking coffee today. So shut the fuck up. And you're just like, I feel that way sometimes.
That's how I feel when I get coffee outside. On tour, it's the worst, dude. Like,
oh, dude, I know. There's sometimes where you would just like de-hitch the trailer and steal the van and just go get coffee. Cause
on tour, it's the worst. Like, you probably didn't get enough sleep.
You definitely didn't get enough sleep.
And you know, who knows what's going on in this fucking town. Like, touring is like this weird, unfair machine where things don't move at the same speed as like normal people. Like, these people are going to work. It's what they do every day.
Right.
They know everyone, and like, they're talking about, you know, their girlfriend. It's the same set of problems almost every fucking day. And on tour, it's just like this tornado.
It's a new set of problems every day.
Every day, it's just a new set of problems. A tour feels like, you know, 2 years and 3 months, man. Fucking.
Yeah.
So you wake up and you're just super groggy because you definitely did not get enough sleep. And like, that's just the worst when it's just like you got a chatty Cathy over there fucking wanting fucking, y'all in a band? Yeah. What gave it away?
Y'all a bunch of wrestlers or something?
Right. What gave it away? I don't know.
That was one of my favorites. Oklahoma. Outside of Oklahoma City. You remember that shit? Y'all a bunch of wrestlers or something?
Someone asked us if we were in Body Bag. Y'all in Body Bag?
Yup.
Yes.
Yep. And that became a thing for a while. That was like, yeah, not a big deal. We're in Body Bag.
Right.
Is that, I mean, like, I think at the time that wasn't even a real band. Or it was, but it was like like a weird hardcore band from the 80s or something. And it was like, yeah, we're in
It
body
just seemed
bag.
like the
Fuck
perfect
yeah.
thing to say. Yes,
Yeah.
we are in body bag.
Oh, would you like to come back to my house and smoke meth? No. Well, if you have me again, I'd love to discuss Montana.
No, we have to say it right now. Listen, we'll go for 2 and 8.
Is there time? Is there time?
There's no. We never have to. I could talk all night if I wanted to.
Oh, okay, cool.
There's no time I have to end. People are still watching us somehow, so
word.
Fine. What tour was it? This is Gotham Road tour?
I believe so. God damn, who the fuck was on tour with us at that time? It was not the first or the. I feel like it was the third out. Was Bob there?
I don't think so.
Who the fuck? Wait, this was Job.
So
Ain't
yes.
Job.
So Germs was there.
Yeah.
Yep. But Germs didn't come with us. So
no, nobody came with us. They were like, "You stupid motherfuckers! You could have gotten raped."
So the tour goes from usually there's a big lull between Washington State and wherever the fuck we're going next. And at that time we were heading east, and we just stopped someplace in the middle of fucking nowhere, Montana. It wasn't even a major city.
Yeah, it was like probably about 100 miles outside of Butte.
Yeah. So it
Which
was
also Butte.
right. Right. And we decide that we have driven enough. We can't drive anymore. We're not staying at a hotel. We're fucking crashing in the van. We had the RV back then. That was a Winnebago. Right. So this is where we're sleeping. It was a fucking gas station with a casino in it.
It was a gas station with a casino in it. Yep.
And we're like, yo,
what the fuck do we do?
I'm gonna lose my
East
fucking
Bumblefuck, Montana.
Yeah. So we had opened up the trailer, and I was playing like acoustic guitar. We were just like jamming out kind of with the trailer open. And this fucking dude that looked and sounded like George Carlin.
Yeah.
Like he was George Carlin. He might have been George Carlin.
He could have been. He was either like George Carlin or his brother.
Right. I'm going to clip
Close
this story.
enough.
We should have told this story sooner, but I'm going to clip this story and just have this like on its own. So whatever.
Dude, we could probably had a whole fucking show about this story.
This is another one of those stories where I don't like telling it because the end of it is so fucking not believable that I don't tell it. But like, since you were there with me, you absolutely know that it was real. 100% real. So, all right. So I'm jamming out the fucking thing. This guy comes strolling up. He's like, "Oh, y'all in a band? You guys in a band? Fucking." Just the way he talked, it sounded like he drank motor oil for fucking 8 years straight.
He did. I'm pretty sure he did. Y'all like you're like the next Eric Clapton.
Right. So we get to talking. This guy is fucking fully enamored with the fact that we're a touring band. He was bullshitting with us for a while. And I'm playing, like, he's like named songs. I'm playing them. Fucking. He's like, well, we're at a fucking gas station right now, boys. You guys want to fucking do something fun? You want to go fucking bar hopping or something? I'm like, where?
Not only that though, but precursor to that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Everyone thought that he was creepy and went inside and pretended to fall asleep.
That's right.
Except for me and you.
That's right. Everyone slowly walked away. Like, they got their fucking weirdo radar.
Yeah.
Like, and because everyone was kind of hanging out with us back there. Like, there was literally nothing to fucking do. So we were all hanging out at the trailer.
Beautiful scenery. There was like wild chipmunks and shit.
Right. This guy comes fucking up. Everyone gets their weirdo radar and leaves. They drop like flies, one by one, until it's just me and Brian. And finally, we're just the three of us are looking around like, guys, want a drink? Yup.
Yeah. Let's do something fun. I'll bring you around town.
Right. And we're like, and we're like, what town? Like, I don't see anything.
I see desert for 100 miles each direction.
Right. And remember, he was telling us like, there's people up there. They got fucking their bowels. You better not fucking step foot outside of this parking lot. Everyone's
You'll disappear.
You'll disappear.
Yeah,
that's right.
And we still got into a car with him.
We got into a car with this man, and this man drove us. I'm so happy you were there and went.
He drove us
100
miles an hour down a fucking dirt road.
If it was anyone else, it would not have ended up the way it ended up. Like if it was anyone else, it would have. We were like, if we went to the first bar, that would have been it.
Right.
But it was you, so.
Well, if you remember, so the first bar, you know, it basically was like there was a pool table and enough room for 25 people in there, but there were 50 people in there.
Right.
And this guy was a pool shark to boot. He finished the game with the other end of the stick, with the rubber end of the stick.
Right.
And then the guy who he beat was like, oh, this motherfucker. He gets all up in his face and like, I think there was a knife involved, and he's like, I will kill this motherfucker.
And they all talked.
What would you like
him.
to drink?
Yeah, and they were all friends, and they all talked the same.
Yep. Yep.
He did threaten that guy's like, I will kill this motherfucker.
What would you like to drink?
What would you like to drink? And then, yeah. And he bought rounds of shot, and now I was like, all right, I'll buy rounds of shots too. Let's go. Let's fucking do this.
And then he's like, all right, I'm done with this place. Let's go to the next place. And then another 100-mile-an-hour fucking in his Honda fucking Civic from 1979. And then that's when he told us the story of how drinking and driving is technically illegal here because the government doesn't pave the streets. Do you remember that shit?
Right. Yeah.
He's like, well, it doesn't really matter as long as you don't get into a crash because the government doesn't pay to pave these streets. As you see, they're all dirt roads. And that's how I'm driving 100 miles. And he's like driving 100 miles an hour looking back at me.
He's not looking at the road. He's looking at
us.
Oh,
let me tell you a story about this. And fucking we're gonna die. We're gonna die. We probably might die. And then we get to the next place.
It's just that look in the back seat where you're just like,
yeah. Where you're like, oh, there could be a child in front of me or a bear. I don't fucking care. It doesn't matter. And then we get to the next place. And that's where the thing happened.
Right. So, who's at the bar, Brian? And how did we notice him?
So we go up to the jukebox, and we're being those people that are not from here,
right?
But we want to hear heavier music.
We're gonna take over the jukebox.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Like I forget what they were playing at the time. It was like on the line of country / whatever the fuck. And we're like playing Ozzy and fucking this and that, blah blah blah. And we're sitting at the bar after we play all this music, and there's a guy sitting right there. And we're like, yo, is that the guy? Is that the guy for Men at Work?
Yep.
Yo, that is the guy from Men at Work. What the fuck? And we're like talking to the bartender, and he's like, yeah, he lives right in town here. He lives right in town. And we're like, oh, fuck. So we go back to the jukebox.
You know, in your older age, you look like these people.
Not yet. God damn it. So.
Is that Effie just bringing you fucking beverages?
Yeah, that was very nice of Effie. She came out to smoke. I asked her for a beverage.
Effie, let me see your face.
She's already back inside. She's one of the best ever, for real. Like, who else would do that? Thank you. I love you. So this motherfucker, us motherfuckers, go up to the jukebox.
Well, this is the guy from Men at Work.
And we play.
Might as well play
a fucking Men at Work song.
Right.
So then we go back to the bar where we were, and there's, probably one or two songs before that song comes on that we already played. And we're sitting there next to the guy at Men at Work. And then Men at Work starts playing.
Right.
And he almost was like, at first he was like, oh man, someone actually played this? Cool. And like, he's sitting there and saying whatever. And then like, Loki looks over to me and he goes, huh, at least we're not one of those one-hit wonder bands like Men at Work. This motherfucker had a shot and a beer and just fucking threw it on the bar and bounces the fuck out. Ensues me and Loki fucking hysterically laughing. And then everyone else in the bar looking at us like we're assholes.
I was.
Which I mean, I was.
And it was Land Down Under.
With you. And I'm pretty sure I was like drunkenly singing like, give you a Vegemite sandwich. And I was like, oh, you fucking.
Because no, by that point we were legitimately fucking hammered. Because the first place it was just round of shots after shots after shots. Like, these people were no joke.
No,
because they made it like a competition. Like, oh, what do these kids know about drinking?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll show you a thing or two about drinking.
No, we showed them. They showed us also.
Right.
We were pretty much. I mean, I'm pretty good at drinking. You're pretty good at drinking.
We are pretty. Actually, that's been a saying for quite a while now. We are pretty good at drinking.
So, I mean, in turn, of course, we will take your fucking offer to go with Redneck Montana George Carlin,
right?
To go see what this is all about. And I honestly forget what happened when we got back to camp because I was so fucked up. But they were like, because we didn't even tell anyone we were going anywhere.
That's right.
Like,
we did not tell a
soul. All of a sudden, we just weren't there.
This guy asked us if we wanted to drink. We said yes and jumped in a car with him. We told no one.
Yep.
We told no one.
Yep.
I didn't tell Michael. Didn't tell Joe.
No one had the slightest bit of clue to where we had went. So we were in the middle of fucking East Bumblefuck, Montana.
Yeah.
Talking to this weird dude that everybody was like, oh, this is weird. And then all of a sudden, me and Loki weren't there.
We disappeared. And like bar hopping takes
4 or 5 hours later.
Yeah, this is not just like, oh, we went to a bar, went to another bar, we were back in an hour and a half. No. This is hours.
We spent time.
Yeah.
We spent time.
We put in some work.
Yeah. And so, like I said, I don't fully remember what happened when we got back, but I knew that people were like, what the fuck?
Yeah. You know where
like,
you
what
are?
the actual fuck? They're like, you could have died out there.
Yeah.
And we were like, yeah, that's what he told us. It was like, yeah,
that's why we went to the bar.
You don't fuck with the wrong person out here because you could end up just disappeared.
Right.
And we were like, yeah, okay, so I won't do that.
And that's why we went with him. He seemed to be the right guy.
Yeah, except for the guy from Men at Work. We were like, let's fuck with this guy. He seems like a pussy.
Oh boy.
That was a good time.
Yeah. They're like, how could you leave? I'm like, how could you stay? I'd rather take the chance. I'd rather flip the coin and go on this crazy adventure and like avoid. Like, if this guy's gonna attack me with his friends, I'll take that chance because I cannot sit here.
Right.
I cannot sit
so
here.
You also got to imagine, and now this was okay. It probably was. So that tour, I do believe, was close to a 90-day tour.
Right.
And we like destroyed the East Coast, including Florida, and then like did a couple like, you know, on the way, Alabama, fucking shit. And then we went north from Texas, I think.
Stupid.
And it was like a serious fucking drive because there ain't nothing between the top of Texas and fucking Montana and fucking Washington.
Remember we stayed at Job's house and he had the 3-legged dog and I kept tripping the dog. Like, I kept taking out his front leg and he just kept falling.
Well, Job was a fucking asshole, man. Right. Like, he was one of the biggest assholes I ever met in my life. Like, we thought he was such an asshole that we didn't even care if you left us in the middle of California.
Right.
You are fired as fuck. Take your stupid fucking RV and your stupid fucking face and just leave. Because fuck you. And that's what we did.
Remember he would like jump over you and turn that air conditioning off? Like,
yeah. Oh no, the generator.
The
fuck
generator.
You. Hey, how about this, motherfucker? Like, every time we're parked, which is fucking at least once a day for fucking 12 hours, charge your goddamn generator. Maybe we could have a refrigerator and a fucking air conditioner, asshole.
Also, we would get hungry on the road and like, yo, let's. We would see the sign. We would literally see the physical location of food. Like, yo, there's a Wendy's, dog. Like, let's stop there.
And
Denny's is coming up. Like, I see it over there. And he would flip through this fucking book. It was like a motel.
Book that was from like 1997. Like, it was like a Motel 6. The book of where things are.
Right, the book of where things are.
The book of where things are from 1996.
Right.
And go, it's not in the book. And you'd be like, motherfucker, well, it's in my book because I'm looking at it.
I see it. There's a sign. The exit's coming up. Like, see the blue sign? It's telling you at the next exit that Denny's is there. Let's go. Like, get off the highway. And he's like, but it's not in the book. It's not the. And then he would pass the exit. It's not in the book, guys. And I'm like, well, we just passed it. Take the next exit. Turn the fuck around.
Dude, if I do believe was Matt Johnson on that tour?
No, this is pre-Matt Johnson. This is still Paulie.
Okay. Because there was a part of me that like mixed up situations where I was like, yo, but this motherfucker's diabetic and he needs you to stop it, bro. You know, like, shit.
Right. No, this is still Paulie.
Oh no, that was the Pensacola thing that I was thinking about.
Who was on that? Was I there? I probably wasn't there.
No, you were there.
Yeah.
Matt Johnson, and there was that. So it was like a very like weirdly politically driven show in Pensacola, Florida, where everyone hated us, and the promoter of the show jumped on a fan and stuck his middle finger up his ass.
I was not there. This is Jason.
Oh, that was Jason. Oh my God.
But I do know this story. It's been told. Yeah. Who hates you so much that they shove their own finger up their own ass?
Right. Have you seen that show Norseman yet?
I have not.
It's worth a watch.
Yeah, it's worth it. Right, I'll look it up.
Within the first 2 episodes, so this guy, it's like all about like ancient fucking Viking times and Nordic stuff, and this one Viking goes to a slave and shoves his finger up his ass and then shoves it in his mouth and just goes like that. And that's like what that reminded me of.
What the guy did.
Oh, he was just like disobeying. He was like, well, why don't we get water? And he was like, well, fuck you. So no, that wasn't Pensacola. That was the Norseman.
Right.
Still hilarious. So the promoter of the show jumps up on a fan. Like there were like fans mounted to the walls, and he jumps up onto this mounted fan, shoves his finger up his ass, and then gives the finger to us. Right? So, and then he starts inciting basically people to start hating us. And like, I do believe Joe jumped off stage with his bass and swung his bass at someone.
Right.
Everybody jumped off stage, and a fight was about to ensue. Somehow it was taken care of and continued to play. But at the end of the show, Matt Johnson, like, we're all like, pack up your shit as fucking fast as possible. Let's get the fuck out of here. Fuck this place. Matt Johnson goes up to the bar to the guy that stuck his middle finger up his fucking ass and goes, hey, what do you have for like food right now?
We didn't get our rider, so
and nobody saw this happen up until like we had all of our shit packed and we were like ready to go, and Matt Johnson's like, well, I'm still waiting on my cheeseburger or something. We were like, dude, no.
Right.
Like,
did you not see
like,
what that guy
like
did?
Straight up. And no joke, not only was the guy who shoved his middle finger up his ass the promoter, but he was also the cook. And it was like, dude, you're gonna eat a middle finger ass burger and fucking let's get the fuck out of here. You know, like,
it probably took him a second to fucking put it together. Like, right.
Oh, it did. And no, it did. It took him a second. But
and for those of you who don't know how Matt Johnson orders food to begin with, it's just like it's so it gives me anxiety. He'll stare at the menu and I can't imagine being the person taking his order, because he'll be like, yeah, let me get
he talks like that guy
Lumberg.
From yep.
Number 5 looks good. No, I don't.
So I'm gonna go ahead and have to order the number.
Not in the mood for chicken, so I don't know.
But yeah, let's substitute the beef for the chicken.
Right.
And also, instead of cheddar, I would like the pepper jack.
Yeah, and I'm diabetic, so it's just like, oh my god, dude.
Have you? I haven't talked to him in years, man. Have you even heard the likes of him? Is he?
I saw him at the Trioxin tribute.
Right, that's the last time I saw him. We hardly talked, honestly.
Yeah, that was it.
Because he showed up late and left early.
That sounds right.
And asked for 4 of his friends to get in for free. Right. I don't know.
Dude, were you there in Dayton, Ohio when we got into a huge... It was like one of the biggest bar brawls I've ever been a part of. Where like someone threw something, hit Michael right in the head.
Oh, yeah. That was like a skinhead thing, and, right?
I don't remember.
Oh, no, that was Washington. That was Washington.
Someone hits him right in the head. And he's on the mic saying like, yo man, if someone does that again, I'm gonna jump off stage and kick your ass. And before he can even say the word ass, I've already thrown my guitar down. I'm already on the floor just punching people.
Dude, so that was funny enough, that was the tour that Ed was on.
Yes, Ed was there.
Yeah.
And Germs.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the straight up wrecking crew right there. Like,
yeah. What a tour to start a fight with us.
Yeah. And like, honestly, yeah. I do believe that it was resolved within moments. Like, the guy who threw the thing and two of his friends were beaten up and thrown out, and then the show continued.
And then it continued, but also we didn't know who the good guys were either, so we were fighting the bouncers at some points.
Right.
Because they were grabbing us like.
Dude, yeah, no, I do believe it was maybe either Ed or Germs who punched a bouncer in the face.
Right.
Or was it you?
So I punched the bouncer, but then another guy took me because I punched the bouncer. So another bouncer put me in a chokehold. And then Germs is just pulling on this fucking guy's hair, like just like.
Who was the bouncer?
Yeah.
So like we were basically fighting each other.
Right. We were fighting the club and
two or three
idiots
guys that fucking started the shit were already gone.
And finally someone in charge who knew that, like, you know, guys, you're on the same side, like. Finally, someone made all that go away, and then we continued playing like nothing happened.
Yeah. Well, I believe it was Spokane, Washington, and I'm not sure which tour it was, but it was a similar instance in which, like, you know, they were throwing shit,
right,
and then we all hopped off stage. Funny enough, that's not the most memorable moment of that night for me. We witnessed this dude. This dude had so much confidence, and he wasn't a good-looking dude, but he walks up to this girl, and I'm standing right out front, and he goes, "Hey, you want to go back to my house and watch some Bride of Frankenstein fuck like rabbits?" And like she was like, "What? How dare you?" Maybe.
Maybe.
End of the night, they're fucking walking off together. And I'm like, holy shit.
That shit worked.
Holy shit. Yo, this guy like just walks up and fucking says that shit. And like, granted, like I said, the same night, like we almost got attacked by Nazis.
Right.
But like, whatever. You know, like that was not the most memorable point.
It was that guy,
dude. Fuck yeah. You know what? Like he like pegged that girl and was like, you know what? She might want to watch Bride of Frankenstein tonight. I'm just guessing. But also, I'd like to fuck you. So I'm just gonna throw that out there. If not, that's cool. If so, maybe they're fucking married right now.
They're probably married right now. Yes.
Like, hey, remember that time that we first met? And you said that thing to me?
Just as ridiculous when I had, you know, I had that girl Kristen at the house, and I'm like, and I was super drunk. I was like, you want to watch Notorious on Blu-ray? And it was just an excuse for her to stay at the house, but she, you know, she knew what I was throwing down. You know what I mean?
On Blu-ray.
On Blu-ray.
You know about the visuals and the sound that's gonna happen.
That's right. Well, Brian, it's been a fucking pleasure.
Yeah,
guys,
brother.
Thank you for hanging out with us for this fucking long. You guys are troopers, bro. Fucking.
Hell yeah.
I appreciate you. Fucking. Go to my YouTube channel. I'm trying to build that up. Loki Guitar Official. It's Loki Guitar Official pretty much all across the board on all social media. The website is also that, LokiOfficialGuitar.com. There is merch up there. Fucking help me out. There's a Patreon. Let's build this channel up together, man. Fucking, I look forward to making content. I showed Brian a song. I finished tracking today.
Dude, that was sick, man. Like,
so yeah, I'm working on content all the time. You haven't heard it yet, but that does not mean I'm not working on it. I appreciate you guys. Friday, we got the Wolf coming. Wolfer, Sean Soma, Trioxin Tribute. He'll be my guest on Friday. And thank you guys very much. We'll see you next time.
Yo, thank you guys. Love you, brother.